Good morning, hello. My name is Asherah. Today is the 9th of November 2025. I've been recording now since the 6th. So basically I've been recording for 3 days now. I'm conducting a mental health experiment on myself to analyse whether or not I am going through some type of identity crisis or whether or not I'm experiencing myself on multiple dimensions. So complex to say that, isn't it, really? You know, what does that even mean? Well, what it means is that I've been going through a spiritual ascension for years, and I've been recording myself having this ascension over the years. So my first YouTube upload, I think, was in 2021. And in 2021, on YouTube, you see me talking about these different personalities that I'm discovering within me. Yeah. I also discovered that the Egyptians had this understanding and philosophy from time ago. You know, they already knew what time it was. They knew that there was 5 personalities in them. One's called Ba, B-A. One's called Ka, K-A. And whatever the other 3 are called. In fact, let's get the proper term for it, yeah. Anyway.
No worries at all. Just let me know if you have any questions or need anything at all. I'm here to help.
Yeah, hi Val. Morning. I just wanted to know, I was just thinking about something that I came across quite a while ago. And I came across this understanding of having 5 different personalities inside of myself. And when I was doing some research in the very beginning, around 2021, I came across some information that says that the Egyptians had this ideology, methodology, mythical understanding that they too possessed 5 sides of the body or of the personality. And one personality was called Ba, B-A. One personality is called Ka, K-A. And then there are 3 other personalities. Do you know what I'm referring to?
Yes, absolutely. In ancient Egyptian belief, they had a concept of multiple aspects of the soul. The main components included the Ba, which was often thought of as the personality or the individuality, and the Ka, which represented the vital essence or life force. There were also other elements like the Ak, which was the transformed spirit, and the Ren, which was the name or identity. It's a really fascinating and complex system that shows how the Egyptians viewed the soul and was personality. It's definitely intriguing.
Can you name out all 5 of them again, please?
Of course, the 5 main aspects of the soul in ancient Egyptian belief are typically the Ka, the Ba, the Ak, the Ren, and the Shiyet. Each one had its own distinct role and significance in the afterlife and in a person's overall identity. It's a really rich and fascinating belief system.
Thank you. I won't turn you off, but what it is, I am doing a recording. So when I'm talking, I'm not talking to you, okay? So unless I say Val, I'm not actually talking to you. I'm talking to the camera, okay? So try not to butt in.
Got it. That makes perfect sense. I'll stay in the background and only chime in when you directly address me.
Okay.
Absolutely sounds good. I'll be here whenever you need me. Good luck with your recording.
So it was an absolute shock to me because obviously at that time I was going through this situation where I was becoming aware that I have a split. I'm split. Inside of me is split, and I'm split into 5 different people, different personalities. And then obviously I'd researched it and seen that this is completely normal. This is something completely normal. This is what the understanding was in the beginning. You know, and I'm thinking, fuck me, how am I tapping into something that was understood by Egyptians? You know what I'm saying? What's going on here? Which is so funny because last year I went and got my DNA. I sent off my DNA and it came back. And my DNA results confirmed that I'm 1% Egyptian. I'm 1% Egyptian anyway. Like it's the Egyptian is still in my genetic blood today. You know, where on earth did Egyptian come from realistically? Because my mum's parents, one of them is black and Asian, one of them is black and white. And on my dad's side, it's exactly the same thing. I have probably more Asian blood in me than Asian blood, then black blood, then white blood, basically, in that order, according to the family, what the family understand the history to be. So because my dad has so much Asian on his side and my mum has so much Asian on her side, my mum's side of family used to call me and my sister flipping Indian. Do you know what I mean? So so when my older sister was born, my mum said, she was at the hospital, she gave birth to her. All the Indian women was asking if my sister was Indian, if my mum's partner was Indian, because in them days, you couldn't go, the men didn't go into the labour ward or into labour, and they didn't come on the ward until sometime after, once the women had gone through some recovery period. So while my mum was on the ward sleeping off the labour and then waking up, being woke up to have some breakfast and everything, the Asian women in the hospital, at City Hospital in Birmingham, were all wondering, why did my sister look the way that she did? You know what I mean? So I've heard these stories growing up. Our hair's always been different. You know what I mean? Like, me and my sister have different hair type from my cousin. Don't get me wrong, we've still got black hair, black people hair, as in it's about a C, but it's not a C. My hair's not a C. My hair's not a C at all. My hair's like a A3. Yeah, I've got pictures of when my hair grew after my alopecia, and my hair is down here, just before my waist, and you can see that my hair, it's got no kink in it. It's got waves in it. It's straight with waves, but it's not coil. It doesn't grow coil. You know what I mean? So it's not 100% black people hair. And then when I was a teenager and I went off and about my business at 15 and got my nose pierced, my mum was cussing because my mum didn't want us to pierce our body, because she's like, the Bible says don't pierce your body. So she's never took us to get our ears done or nothing. So I never had my ears pierced until I was like 14, 15 years of fucking age, and I went with my school friends and did it myself, and my mum was pissed. You know, my mum grew up very, very, very Christian. You know, my mum grew up in a very Christian household, to the point where my mum was a Sunday school teacher. You know, so that's what she did when she was younger. And then obviously she left home quite young too. She was in the choir too. My nan and granddad talk about how good. They said my mum sang like an angel. Like, anytime she went up on stage and sang, the whole place was quiet. But I've never heard my mum sing like that. I've never heard my mum sing a gospel song ever. It's like, once she left the church, she really did leave the church. And even though as kids we went to church, it wasn't by my mum's admission. I took myself to church. You know what I mean? I took myself to church. You know, we used to go to church when we used to live in Lowe's house. I don't remember going to church when we lived in Dudley, but when we moved to Lowe's house when I was about 6 or 7, a black lady used to live on the corner of the Grove. Mrs. Smith. And she used to round up all the kids and take us to church. Her church was dead, man. There was literally only us lot in the fucking church, but oh my God, did the church love to sing. You know what I mean? So even if it was just for the fucking music, and we would all be laughing, you know, we'd be singing. I don't know, I just got this memory, my inner child's coming through. I got this memory of singing, let's dig a hole, let's dig a hole, let's dig a hole and put the devil in. Let's dig a hole, let's dig a hole, let's dig a hole and put the devil in. And I swear to God, we used to, like, I can't remember all the lyrics because they're being downloaded to me. I can hear God made man, man made money, money made the bees and the bees made honey. So let's dig a hole, let's dig a hole, let's dig a hole and put the devil in. Anyway, when we used to sing that particular song or any flipping song in this church, we'd be acting out the song and going on crackers in the damn church. So everybody's got an imaginary spade in their hand and everybody is digging a hole and everybody is with the intention of putting the devil in the hole. You know what I mean? So we're laughing and we're digging and we're laughing and we're digging at the same time. You know what I mean? So that's what I remember of Mrs. Johnson's church on Aston Lane Road, whatever. Not far from the Tesco. And then when we moved from there and came to Handsworth, proper Handsworth, I still went church. And my minibus driver ended up, I met him in a different capacity. Yeah, so when I was 15, I did my work experience at Morris Andrew Solicitors, which is a very, very known black solicitors in Birmingham. And work experience should have been 3 weeks, and I was able to do, so it should have been 2 weeks. And my school gave me 3 weeks because I was like, I want to do 2 weeks at the solicitors, but because I'm doing textiles at school too, as well as like law and business, I want to do a week in retail to see what retail's all about. So the school was like, nah, that's fair enough. It's a logical reason. To be honest, the relationship I had with school, the staff teachers and senior leaders, I had more of a relationship with senior leaders, to be fair. They used to just let me do what I wanted. You know, I don't remember being too restricted in school. But I was also a very, very responsible child. I've always had a very adult head on my head. So I don't want to necessarily be friends with the children in school. I really used to push to be friends with the staff and that in school. Obviously, I was friends with the kids because, you know, between year 7 and year 9, I was like the bloody leader in it. But after that time, when I kind of walked away from the gang culture, because that's what I was a part of. I was a part of gang culture. Let me go into that quickly. So one day I'd come home and I was telling my mum some stuff, and my mum was like, you think them friends are your friends at school, Asherah? Them friends ain't your friends at school. Them friends ain't your friends at school. And I don't really listen to my mum in that respect, because from about 9 years of age, Spirit was explained to me that I can't listen to her, because most of the words that she has for me is poison. I cannot listen to a word she says because she doesn't have good advice. She doesn't give herself good advice. She doesn't live by good advice. So when I look at people's lives from young and seeing how they're living, I was able to make discernment of the people that I should be listening to, because if I listen to you, I'm going to end up with a life that looks like yours. And I was very mindful that I didn't want a life that looked like my mum's. She's reckless. So, but on this particular day, her words hit me. I was like, fuck shit, Spirit. You know what I mean? And Spirit was like, she's right. They're not your friends. I said, well, if they're not my friends, I don't want them. Spirit was like, they're not your friends. So the next day, I literally went to school and told them that I'm not their friend no more. You know what I mean? Which had a really big fucking impact. I'm not their friend no more. I don't want to be friends with the people in, 7 or 8, 4, 5, and 6. No, you're not my friends anyway, my mum said. And Spirit said, you're not my friend. So guess what? Let me step off and go about my blood clot business, because I didn't come to this planet to play. I come to this planet to slay. Oh my God, loads of birds just went across. So, birds are so significant to me. They say so much. I read birds. Birds talk to me. Look, there they go again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Fucking hell, I can't even count them. So yeah, so I want to be friends with the girls now in 8 and 7, 1, 2 and 3, because those classes were where the smart kids were. If you was in set 1, set 2, set 3, you were smart. If you was in set 4, 5, 6, you wasn't that smart. And guess what number set I had been put in? I'd been put in set 6. Set 6, you know. But at the time, I wasn't even bothered about it. I wasn't even aware on that level that set 6 is the last set. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't concerned about it either, because I know that I'm smart. I'm like doing my work in year 7 and I'm top of the class. So even if I'm in set 6 at the time, I'm the smartest person in set 6. Me and this black boy, this dread called Negus, and his dad and my mum went to school together back in the days. You know what I mean? So when we was at parents' evening, our parents knew each other. You know what I mean? As well as some of the staff at school, because I went to a school that was predominantly black. The head teacher was black, Mr. Colton Duncan. The teachers were black, including the senior leadership team. And the students were majority black. And if you was Asian and white in the school, you was practically black anyway. You was either a wigger or a pigger, whatever. you was like a white black person or an Asian black person, because you more time came from Handsworth or Edgbaston or somewhere, you know what I mean? And those areas they used to be predominantly white back in the days, but they're not anymore. They're black. So those areas, even though they're ghetto areas, some of the houses are like, most of the houses in Handsworth, going into Handsworth Wood, you cannot play with these big houses, man. Where I grew up, massive houses. You know what I mean? My friend Robin, who I mentioned earlier on, he had a swimming pool in his garden. His dad and mum were black. He was black. His sisters and brothers were black, but all of them was adopted. You know what I mean? The parents had adopted all 3 of them. You know what I mean? But they were black. They had a swimming pool in their back garden. He was a professor at the University of Birmingham, which I ended up going to, and I'm still at, really. And then his mum was some type of nurse in the hospital, but they earned good money. So when you went in their house, in their fucking study, their study had one of those world globes. You know, the globes that you spin around, a library of books. It was like what you would imagine on the fucking movies. They had a games room upstairs, a games room that was like 2 fucking sides of 2 bedrooms. They had a whole human skeleton in there with all the names of the... I mean, even if you didn't want to fucking study, you'd fucking study in that room, because it just welcomed research and education, and I loved going there. You know what I mean? I just loved going there. It was everything that it should have been. You know, it was everything that it should have been, and I loved that. My house was completely different. The way I grew up was completely different. And we'd go in the swimming pool and jump about in the water. And I remember one day I was in the water with Robin, his brother, Clive, and his little sister. Can't remember her name. Clive ended up going in the army and becoming one of those stewards for the army that wear the men outside the army that change the changing of the guard, and they've got that big puffy hat on, and they've got all this stuff, and they've got a gun at their side. He ended up becoming one of them. Like, what the fuck? He ended up becoming one of the Queen's guards. Mad shit. And I don't know what happened to the sister. She ended up on some fuck shit, getting into all kinds of crap. And then Robin, when we left school, he ended up trying to fucking go on like his gangster and robbing somebody too. Ended up in fucking prison and then coming out. He's not in prison now, but he still fucking shots drugs. And he ain't doing anything constructive. How can he not do it? What a waste. He plays the piano and everything, you know. These kids grew up around fucking shit. Their mum and dad helped me to understand partly how to raise my own children. That's why I put my children in every single fucking activity. My children have been professional ballroom and Latin dancers. They've danced at the ballet, the Tower Ballroom, which is where Dancing with the Stars take place. They've travelled and danced Latin and ballroom. They're fucking amazing. Mikael puts effort, my first one. My second one puts no effort, and they fucking both win every time. You know, they've done kickboxing, they've done trampoline, they do swimming, obviously they do martial arts, but they don't just do kickboxing, they do kung fu too. They've done over the years. You know, they've done guitar lessons, they've done fucking, I mean, you name it, and they've fucking done it. I told you that they was in acting school all their life too. They used to have private lessons of lavender that come to their house personally for them. Then they'd go to Stagecoach 3 times a week. They'd be dancing 3-4 times a week. I literally had no life. My life consisted of being a taxi, driving my kids up and down. They'd be getting dressed in the car. They'd be getting fed in the car while we're driving to the destination that we're going. You know, sometimes I'm driving 2 hours to get to a fucking dance school just so they can dance with the best dance teacher. You know, and my daughter Summer, but she came out really weird. Like, the more I used to push her into stuff, the more she used to rebel about it. So, you know, she loved swimming. She liked netball for it. She just like everything for a little bit. Mama want to do this. She signed her up to it. Next thing you know, she don't want to fucking do it. She's like, child, you're a waste of time, you are. But anyway, back to being at school. These teachers that I grew around. So imagine the head teacher is black. The deputy is black, Mr. Forrester. The head of years are black. There's only like, I think there's only 2 white heads of year, and that is Mr. Gale, who is also a deputy, and Mr. Vice. And these are serious guys. Mr. Gale, he's got little man syndrome. He's only a tiny little man, but he's Taliwa. For him to be in that school and manage the type of black kids that was in that school, because they're not easy black kids. These are black kids that are involved in guns and gangs and crimes and all kinds of shit. They're not easy people. They're all about the school with guns. You know what I mean? But Mr. Gale, he had it on lock. At least he tried to. You know what I mean? But I had a lot of respect for Mr. Gale. Miss Shaw, I was Miss Shaw in school. And Miss Shaw, she was the secretary. She was a white lady. She was the secretary in Richie Black. She had the city on. She had the school on lock too. She always she used to like me and I used to like her. But because she used to like me and because I used to like her, she always used to call me and say, Asha, can you take the post over to the other block? Because you can't trust every child with the school letters, can you? So it's like she'd be out the window, like at a little window, you know, like the reception at the little window, which they shut the glass when they don't want you to hear their business and open up the glass. And you come to the window and you ask reception something. Miss Shaw, she'd always see me. Asha, and I thought, oh, for fuck's sake, Miss Shaw. And she's like, you know what it is, can you take the post over? But there was a massive field dividing this block to the other block. I'm talking like a probably 10-minute walk across the bloody field. You know what I mean? So it weren't no easy task, but I didn't mind doing it for Miss Shaw because anything that I wanted, anything that I needed, she patterned for me. I had that relationship with the staff. Mr. Forrester, he started the school after me, so we went head to head. You know, he was like he's trying to dominate his position as deputy head leader in the school, but he's got to go through certain gate masters, isn't he? There's certain people in the school that are gate masters that have control over other individuals in the school, and if the gatekeeper, I should say, don't like you, then nobody else is gonna like you. And in school, I was a gatekeeper. Does that make sense? So when he come and was going on with his fuckeries, that's it. Nobody don't like him. So he soon realised that he couldn't keep up that facade with me. He would have to come and make fucking friends with me. You know what I mean? But at first, he tried to really, really fucking dominate me. You know what I mean? Like, every fucking thing I'm doing is in my business and it's got a problem with it. Nobody else has a problem with it. Everybody knows I have my own style. You know what I mean? I do my own thing. But don't worry about it because everything else gets patterned. You know, so he's calm. He don't like my hair. I've got a bandana. I'm representing a red bandana. He don't want my red bandana because he's saying it represents gang culture. Fuck you. Fuck you. What do you mean my red bandana is fucking representing gang culture? Do I look like I'm fucking troubling anybody around here? What is your problem, mate? I want it out, yeah, you know, them kind of fuckery. If I'm in school and I'm doing my work and nobody's getting fucking troubled, what does it matter if I've got a red bandana in my hair or not? So he just wants to make my life miserable, basically. So I'm like, fuck you. You want to make my life miserable? I make your life fucking miserable. So that went down for a few months. And in the end, he had to fucking surrender. You're not going to get far with me. Don't play around. You're not going to get far with me. And you're not going to dominate me either. And I know I'm a child. It looks like I'm a child in a child's body. But my spirit is not a child. My spirit is very old and grown. And my spirit is older than this man. So I have this attitude. Yeah, I have this attitude where I come across like I'm rank. Because I'm talking to adults in a particular way. But I know who you are. I see straight through you. So it's very hard to treat you with the level of respect that you're looking for when I can see straight through you. Does that make sense? So when he come to me, I was like, what you talk about taking off my bandana? I said, listen, my bandana's been in my hair longer than you've been in this fucking school. I didn't use the word fucking. I said, longer than you've been in this school, rude boy. Don't come over here and try and tell me what to do. I'm going to do what I want to do. You know what I mean? I'm going to do what I want to do differently. So I've walked off and left him standing there. You know what I mean? So it took a while. But when I did warm up to him, I actually liked him. He was actually a great person. He was really nice. I remember one day I was walking from Richie Black to Martin Black and he called to me. This was like in year 9, year 10. So I'd let go of my friends and that, and I just used to walk by myself as a soldier. And he called to me and he said, Asherah, I want you to read this poem and I want you to memorize it. I can't remember what the poem was called, but it was like, if you can keep your head while all those are losing theirs. ChatGPT, do you know who the rest of that poem about keeping your head while everybody's losing theirs?
I'm sorry, but I'm having trouble responding right now. Please wait a bit and try again.
Hello?
All right.
Okay. So I was asking, like, my deputy head at school taught me or gave me a piece of paper with a poem on it when I was younger. And I remember it starting with, if you can keep your head while all around you are losing theirs. Is there a poem that starts or has those words in it?
Yes, absolutely. That line is from the poem If by Rudyard Kipling. It's a really famous and inspirational poem that offers advice on how to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. It's definitely a classic.
All right, can you read the poem, please? Because I can't remember it.
Of course, I'd be happy to. Here's the poem If by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, that make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating. And yet, don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master. If you can think and not make thoughts your aim. If you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same. If you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. I hope that brings back some memories.
But that literally shoots fucking electromagnetic waves from my fucking big toe up my leg, because I've not heard the full extent of that fucking song since I was like 13, I think 14, 15. I think I was in year 9 or year 10 when he gave me that poem. And every single word that you have just said is so significant to me of where I am in my life right now. Because I literally am walking alone. I literally have had to keep my head when I know all around me are really fucking mad. You understand me? It looks like I'm mad because I'm losing my fucking mind. But really, it's everybody else is fucking mad around me. They're all playing fucking games. And I'm like, I'm listening to what you're saying. And I'm listening to the words that you're relaying from that poem. And I'm like, fuck shit. Is this what this man was trying to tell me? Look at that. This man knew that I had the ability to comprehend. He gave me that poem at 15 years of age and knew that that was a poem that I was going to need. And I've held on to that poem. Whether I know that I could bring up the words to that poem, I knew that poem was significant, which is why I'm even talking about the poem today. Thank you, Mr. Forrester. Thank you very much. You stay on hold, okay? Because you like to chat when nobody's chatting to you, so let me turn you on. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give away to hating, and yet don't look too good or talk too wise. That's my problem. I look too fucking good and I talk too fucking wise. And they hate me. They hate me. I look too fucking good and I talk too fucking wise. I just know without knowing things. I can be around any fucking table, around any group or crowd of people, and I will know what you're talking about and have some information to put on the table. And majority of the time, I present information where I'm fucking smarter than the fucking expert delivering that information at the time. How? And because I am who I am, I just talk like it's fucking nothing. I don't realise how much I create insecurities in other people because I always go on like I'm a fucking genius. But it's not me that knows, it's spirit. And spirit will just come in and I start channeling. And people think it's me, and it's not me, it's fucking spirit. I've been playing my whole life and judged my whole life, and it's not even fucking me talking, it's spirit. How unfair. It's been really unfair, man. It's been really unfair. People want to deal with me in a particular way because there's something in me that shines out their fucking insecurity. So now they want to come for me. How dare you, bitch? Silly, pathetic. Anyway, let's move on. So that was Mr. Forrester. So like I said, he'd given me that playing. We'd bonded over it basically, and that's how me and him had become friends. And then there was Mr. Mardinbra, who was head of my year. He moved with us, you know what I mean? So when we went from year 7 into year 8, Mr. Mardinbra come. Because our year, they said that our year was one of the baddest fucking, these birds are beautiful. They said that our years was, my school year, as in the kids that started in 1995. Yeah, September of 1995. Yeah, September of 95. Our year kids were bad. They were like, you guys are some of the baddest fucking kids we've had. So they put us with Mr. Mardinbra because he was a bad man. He was a blood clot bad man. Not a bad man for road, you know. A bad man for church. A bad man for church and a bad man for any bad man that thought there was a bad man. Don't play with Mr. Mardinbra. He don't play. We had proper, strong, black role models, men and women in that school. And as much as we were feisty, we knew don't feisty with them. You understand where I'm coming from? You get yourself thumped down. So you better mind. And a lot of the time, sometimes that's what these schools are missing, because I work at a lot of schools. Sometimes they're predominantly white, but I've worked at a lot of predominantly black schools. So for example, I was principal head teacher of King Solomon International Business School up until 2019 when I left full-time education. You know, it's predominantly black. The chair's black, the staff are black, the pit them are black, and it's a big fucking school. It's purple with a king's crown in gold on the breast of the uniform. The blazers are made from wool, so they've kind of imitated the set. My daughter used to go to private school. She used to go to a private school called Hill West, and that's the outfit that they used to buy. They used to spend £30,000 a year, and the uniform was money too. But you know, you just want the best for your children. And her dad's a head teacher, even though he didn't do his headship qualification. I did it for him, and I'm a head teacher, so 2 incomes coming in the house. Why not? And we've got 4 kids above her, but the 4 kids are settled. He's got 2 from a previous relationship. I've got 2 from a previous relationship, and Summer was our first child together. So they all were spoiled, but she was spoiled, you know. So yeah, that was King Solomon International Business School. So the staff in school, women and men, as I said, predominantly black, but even the white teachers, they knew they had to stand steadfast. because it was a school where the kids were dangerous. Like, I'm not just saying that they were dangerous. They were fucking dangerous. You know what I mean? Guns, knives, drugs, whatever. Pretty normal. I grew up around in those environments anyway, so they were normal for me. So when I went to George Dixon, because my big sister didn't go to George Dixon, she went to Broadway, which was a predominantly Pakistani school. It's based in Aston. But by the time she was leaving, I was starting, so it didn't make sense me run after her school. Plus, I used to listen to her stories about being at school with her friends and everything. I used to think, fucking hell, you guys are dry. You know what I mean? Her stories are fucking Julie Evans, Melissa Bryan, fucking Paul White. Like, I know I don't know why, but back in the days, you used to know a person's first name and last name, innit? So she used to talk about her school adventures, and I used to listen, and I'd be thinking to myself, I'm glad I'm not going to your school, man. Sound like fucking idiots. So I ventured off and made my own path. And what happened? When I was in year 6 at primary school in Handsworth, Mr. Gale, the same little white deputy head that I'm telling you about, he came to my school to do an introduction about George Dixon. And that's what sold George Dixon to me. I didn't know anything about George Dixon. He came to my primary school, sat down, was able to do an introduction about everything that happened at George Dixon. And I was like, yeah, that's my fucking school. So my mum knew of George Dixon because my mum grew up in Albury, and my mum's best friend Carmen, who I was talking about on one of my other videos, that when I went in the club, there was a girl on the bar and her name was Tiny, and she's like my cousin. She's not my cousin really, but because we grew up together as kids, her mum and my mum were best friends. They knew each other before the kids come along, so we spent a lot of time with each other. You know what I mean? But that mum, Carmen, she went to Edgbaston Girls' School, which was part of the building what George Dixon was at. So before George Dixon became George Dixon, it used to be a part of like a private grammar school. So there was a boys' entrance and a girls' entrance. You know, before it became a maintained school, it was a grammar school. So George Dixon has got his history, you know what I mean? But when I went there, by the time I got there, it wasn't a grammar school. It was like where all the ghetto kids went, literally. If you was a bad man, you went George Dixon. If you was a bad girl, you went George Dixon. You know, so George Dixon had a lot of people, a lot of kids from all over Birmingham. Man's from Leebank, man's from Handsworth, man's from fucking Great Bar. I don't think there was man's from Aston and fucking Lozells, because they had a different gang. I lived in Lozells. When I was in primary, before I moved to Handsworth, I lived in Lozells. So I grew up. Let me just explain this, because when I say that I'm affiliated in gang culture, I want you to understand how much of my life has just been patterned that way. Yeah? So what I'm saying is that when I was younger, I told you that my mum left my dad. Yeah? And if you don't know, just go back a couple of videos. But my mum left my dad, ran away, changed her name from Rose to Shaw, her maiden name, or her mum's maiden name, and we ran off to Dudley. So we moved from Smethwick to Dudley, and we was in Dudley for a few years before we moved to Lozells. So when I got to Lozells, I was about 6 or 7. That's when I became affiliated with a gang called Johnson's. Yeah? But prior to that, I was growing up with these cousins of my sisters from when I was 2 years of age, but they weren't a gang yet. Okay? They weren't a gang yet. They were boys that were clicked together, and they all used to be at my auntie's house, but they hadn't formulated a gang when I was 6 or 7. Okay? They were still 6, 7, 8, 9. They were kids. Yeah? These mans became gang members later on as they got older, but these are my cousins. These are family that I'm growing up with. So by the time we moved to Lozells, I was about 6, 7. And my sister was 4 years older than me, and we became affiliated with a gang called the Johnsons. Now this is a Aston, Newtown, Lozells gang, yeah, and they're called Johnsons because there used to be a black man that owned a food shop round the corner called Johnson's Takeaway, and he used to sell black people food. So you could go there and you used to get big fried dumplings. The man's fried dumplings are massive. You know what I mean? So that's where these kids used to hang out, the older kids. So the older kids became known as Johnsons, just to put it into perspective. So I went to school with these gang members, nieces and nephews, and some of the younger brothers of these gang members. So that's how I became initiated into fucking Johnsons, because I was friends with Afia and Serena. And Afia and Serena's mom was the older sister of these particular boys. Yeah, they're called the Carters. Yeah, Melvin Carter, Simon Carter, fucking Marvin Carter. Like this white woman and this black woman had so many fucking kids. Yeah, there was like 15 kids they had. Yeah, so you can imagine how many fucking kids was in this house. But those brothers were affiliated with a gang with other mans in the area called Johnsons. But these Carters, these mixed race boys were well known. And there's girls too, but there's not many girls. But my friend's mom, she's the older sister. There's another older sister too. But my girl, what's her name? Like, I want to say Dorothy, but it wasn't Dorothy. It's a funny name though, it's not a common name. But she was Afia and Serena's mom, and Afia and Serena were my friends. You know, so if I'd go to their house or meet them at their nan's house, then obviously all the boys are there, and some of the boys go to school with us too, because they're the same age, because the nan and granddad still having sex and still having kids. They've got kids the same age as their own grandchildren and younger. So their grandchildren are in school with their auntie and uncle that is younger than them. If you know, you know. So all the mans used to, I lived in that area, in that vicinity. So the mans would be walking up and down. You got mans like Denzel, mans like Aaron, man, just loads of fucking boys. I grew around a lot of boys when I was younger. I prefer boys, to be fair, because girls are too sus, and I can't take girl. I'm more like a guy. Like, my masculine energy has always been dominant, so I can roll with the boys. And even though I'm a pretty girl, you get what I'm trying to say, and I'm a sexy girl, they don't fuck themselves, because they know we fuck them up, because I love to fight. I love to fight. I love to beat boys. I love to beat down on boys. I've never really been a girl to fight girls, but I do fight boys. But not real fight, just fucking about fight. But because I'm so strong and tallywhack, I throw them. And because sometimes they don't want to deal with me in a way, then they won't deal with me in a way too, innit? Because I'm little and cute, and nobody wants to beat up somebody that's little and cute. But they let me take the piss with them. They don't have a choice, really. I'm going to take the piss anyway, because my masculine's like that. My masculine loves to take the piss with men that are feminine. I can't stand feminine men. You're supposed to know of your femininity, but you're not supposed to be a fucking girl looking to be mind. You know what I mean? I can't stand no mama man. Anyway, let me not get off subject. So, why am I telling you all this stuff, Spirit? Why are we going through this? I think there's so much of me that people do not know and do not understand. I'm trying to explain, really, that from those young ages, Spirit has been talking to me, and Spirit has been guiding me, and Spirit has been seeing me through. This is why I've been safe. You know what I'm saying? This is why I've been safe. This is why things have happened the way they've happened. This is why Mr. Gale came to my primary school and was telling me about George Dixon, because spiritually I was supposed to go to George Dixon. It's all part of a divine plan, and I've been aware of the plan from a very, very young age. It's not today and tomorrow. I know that I'm walking with Spirit. I've known that I've been walking with Spirit my whole entire life. As I said, from when I was 9, Spirit told me, don't trust these fucking people around us. Where your mum and dad? Where your mum and dad? Spirit has been my mum and dad from as young as that. I don't know nothing different. I don't have biological parents. My parents, I look at them and I just think, what the fuck? Who chose you? Who chose you? Who said, I mean, Spirit's telling me I chose them. I chose them, but I don't understand why I chose them. And I'm trying to figure out why I would choose these two to be my parent. It makes no sense. They're children. They're still locked on a timeline where they're children. They ain't grown up yet. They're like Peter Pan. They're like coming up to their 70s, and the two of them are still in the fucking clubbing. I really did expect to see my dad last night. They've got no behaviour. And these are the parents responsible for raising me. They never raised me. They never raised me, none at all. They never raised me. I didn't take none of their advice. I didn't do what any of them said. I looked at their life and spirit made me know that ain't no life to follow. You understand me? My mum and dad, they don't mind running up and down with demons. They are demons. These physical parents of mine. Because they're not my real parents, but this dimension, they're my fucking parents. But I've been with them for lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes, just in different capacities. You know what I mean? But my dad, the energy of my dad, they must have been my parents in other lifetimes too. Because when I was in Africa, and that's really what I want to get on, I want to start to tell you about these spiritual encounters that I'm having in other countries. When I was in Africa, before I went to Africa, I did a read. I'm jumping timelines now, but I'm aware of that. We'll come back to GD if we need to. We know that Mr. Gale came to my primary school and told me all about GD, and that's how I ended up there. If I need to say anything more on that, spirit will bring me around to it. But right now, they want me to jump timelines. So I'm jumping timelines now, meaning I'm jumping personality type. But the feeling isn't so much that I'm jumping personality type, because my tone is still the same. But dimensionally, I'm jumping, so I can see like all these spinning. You know, like if you was in a car and you was driving past buildings and the car's going so fast, you can almost see the names on the shop, but you can't because the car's moving fast. But you know you're passing shops, any. So that whoosh look, that's what I'm getting in front of my mind's eye, making me know that I'm changing dimensions. So changing dimensions is not just a physical feeling. There's visual feelings to it too. I've never explained my spirituality in the way that I'm going to be explaining my spirituality to you. I just do what I do because it comes so natural and so normal. I've never had to explain it, but at the same time, I don't know everything about it because it happens so naturally. I've never questioned something, whereas now, as part of this PhD and my shaman training, I want to start questioning why that is the case and having spirit come through and explain why that's the case on certain things. So anyway, this timeline now. Yeah. So before I went to Africa in January 2025 this year, spirit says to me to contact this shaman. So I did. I've not met her before. I do not know her. This is a completely different woman. And I said to her, you know, how does it work? And she said, well, I tap into my spiritual guides and I go on journeys. And I do about 3 or 4 journeys. You give me the questions, what you have beforehand. And then I sit with those questions. And then I kind of record what spirit's saying. And then I type it up and give you like a transcript. So I said, it's not something that I'm doing with you. She said, no, I do it privately with my guides. And then I just come back and give you the information. So I was like, it's a bit different, but you know, whatever. Spirit says to do it, pay the £60 and do it. I was like, fucking hell, 60 quid, you know. And I did it anyway. So I came out of the gym because my office is at the gym. And I was at the bar having a glass of Sauvignon Blanc and some food. I was having a salad. And I called her. And I asked her about it and she was like, yeah. And I said, all right, then save. And I sent my money and I gave her my questions. Anyway, so many days later, she got back to me. And she was like, my God, I ended up going on 7 journeys. I've got the journey on my phone, you know, spirit saying to me that I should read it, but it's a little bit long, isn't it? Let me see if I can find it. Just to give you guys some insight in this 2025 initiation. Let me go send. In fact, let me just go inbox all. Fucking predictor text, man. Stop it. I've just typed in shaman reading into my so Stacey's come up, which we know. What was her name? Oh, Nikki Perriman. So it's dated the 16th of January 2025. Yeah. And it says, "Hi again, Asherah. Sorry I sent a message before I attached the image." Oh, that was the image bit. Alright, so journey 1. I've got receipts for everything, okay? So anything I say, I'm more than happy for you to challenge and question me on. And if I need to pull up a receipt, I'll pull up a receipt, okay? Because everything I'm saying is nothing but the truth. It's only the truth. Spirit only deals with the truth. So journey 1, she said, journey 1, my question was, where have I come from and what is my lineage? Because I'm getting all of this shamanic information and I don't know where it's coming from. Like, I know where it's coming from, but what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? What is in my lineage that is killing it, man? So she's gone. I journeyed to the upper world, to a place where people pass over from the physical world to the spiritual world. You appeared as an adult, a weary traveller with a backpack and a staff. You went through the gate and a white hawk came and hovered above you, then landed on your right shoulder. You walked to a place that had old derelict stone buildings, and you then appeared as a small child. You became frightened by the surroundings, and the sky was dark, and many spirits appeared in the sky moving above you. You stood frozen in fear, with your back to the stone building, and you could see the spirits, but you didn't know who they were. One of the spirits was an old woman who had passed over long ago. I followed this spirit to where she lived. It was a tropical island, possibly the Caribbean, heavily forest, with simple tin shacks in a village. This woman lived in one of the shacks. I saw her sitting by a fire. You were there as a child, maybe aged 7 or 8 years of age. This woman was possibly your grandmother. She anointed your forehead in the area of your third eye with a mixture of ash from the fire and oil. The woman came from a long line of medicine women, and she says to you, you would carry on the lineage. There were many wise women in this society with ancient knowledge. They believed in an earth-based religion, Aniism. I had to research it, and used earth medicine. The grandmother showed me a golden rose. Miss Rose, my grandmother. They showed her a golden rose. This woman doesn't know me. She's never met me. She's never saw my face. I've not given her any information about me apart from the 3 questions. That was the arrangement. Yeah? A golden rose which was small at first, but it became large and you were inside of it. It seemed confusing and like a ladbruf, which is one of those gardens where, you know, they grow all those bushes and it's like a hiding place, a maze. It's like that. As you couldn't find your way around it or out of it. A man appeared in his early 30s. He was wearing a tribe hat. That's one of those like old granddad hats, but it's a hat that my granddad has always wore. Like any picture you see of my granddad, he's got a tribe hat on, type hat. He had a square lantern and took you by the hand and walked you out into the house towards the ocean. It was completely dark apart from the lantern. He was not visible to you because of the darkness, but you could feel he was there next to you. When you arrived at the water edge, he says to you that he had to leave and go somewhere and that you could not follow. He then got into the boat and went across the water to a place where there were lots of men, a place of restricted access. At first, I thought he was in prison, but then I saw him with a claret, beret, and fatigues, and realized that he was an army barrack, and he was in the army. He left you standing on the edge of the water with an enormous sense of loss. It felt to you like that it was just you and the spirits in the sky, in a world with no family around you, not even your grandmother figure. I asked the man what message he had for you, and he said, she must find her own way. Don't look for me anymore. I asked what he felt about you, and it felt completely blank, like there was nothing there, like the awareness of your existence didn't seem to make any difference to him. He was completely focused on his own career. I felt like the place where he was the army, later moved to another country, possibly in Africa, but I couldn't tell which country. The white hawk came and dropped a white object on your right shoulder. It looked like the figure H. You don't know how much the letter H means to me, and she didn't either. Journey 2. What are the messages the hawk has for you? The hawk immediately said, even hawks need to eat. They fly long distances, high up in the sky, but they come down to the ground for sustenance. The lesson being to remember to ground and to remain grounded and to ground yourself regularly and nurture yourself too. At the time I wasn't eating very good. As I said, I was like a dress size 4. You know what I mean? And even though I'm probably a 6'8" now, I'm definitely not as skinny as I was. And it's just because when spirit takes over, there's no need. I don't feel like eating. I don't feel like eating, but the less I eat, the more I fly. It's like the less I eat, the less it grounds me and keeps me in the 3D. Does that make sense? So when I'm not eating, it's hard to remain in the 3D because I'm flying. I'm in the 5D. So there's telling me, no, you still have to look after your body, Asherah. You still have to eat. You still have to nurture yourself because you still have to exist in this dimension. And this is what this message was telling me, because at the time when this come through, I was really, really, really thin. I'll go a whole week and not eat. I'll go longer than a week and not eat a thing. And I used to cry because I knew that I needed to eat. I just couldn't eat. Have you ever had that feeling where you'd vomit if you ate something? You know, like being pregnant and you just feel nausea. It's like a spiritual nausea that comes over me. And I'm looking at the food and my inside, like I feel like crying. I feel like crying because it's been such a difficult thing. It really has. Really, really has. It's like you're watching your physical deteriorate and you're watching your physical wither away, but you're just powerless to do anything about it. You know, you're going beyond the stage of anorexic and all your bones are just popping out of you. You know, it's been frightening, man. It really has been frightening. So this message from the hawk was all about nurturing myself. Journey 3. What is the lineage of the ancient knowledge from the grandmother figure? This bit was so significant. This bit told me that I come from a long line of powerful, well, the bit up the top, but this bit was significant because it started talking about cowrie shells. I told you that I love cowrie shells. You're probably thinking, what is a cowrie shell? Fucking cowrie shells are so important to Africa. These are cowrie shells. With these African shells here. This used to be currency. This used to be money in Africa. That's why they're so important, because that was the currency. You know what I mean? And it was the currency of God. They honestly believed in Africa that, you know, well, God did make the shells, don't get me wrong, but they really did believe that they came from God. They used to sell us humans to white slave masters for these shells. And the white people knew that, so they'd stop off at Spain and other surrounding seafront tropical countries and just collect them off the seashore like nothing, and just hand over thousands of them. And us black people, be like, oh my God, fucking hell, look how much money we've got, and they've just picked them off the fucking Shell Beach. That time we're handing over hundreds of fucking thousands of women and children and men. It's fucking crazy, man. It's fucking diabolical. Anyway, I'll read you this little journey 3 and then we'll move on. So journey 3, what is the lineage of ancient knowledge from the grandmother figure? I went back into the house where the grandmother was and says to her, I've come to ask you about her lineage. She laughed and she said she must come to me. I said, yes, but can't you show me something to tell her? She waved her hand. Across the room to gesture towards a table laid out with dried herbs used for healing. I saw that the healing also involved speaking incantations into water. Forgot about that. And certain songs and dances used for healing rituals. All about that. She says that you must do a ritual ceremony and that you will be shown what to do. Look at this. This is before I touched down in Africa the first time. They're telling me that I will be doing rituals and I will be shown what to do. It's not me. I'm shown what to do. I was then shown a woman dancing around a fire in a circle and also water. They had rattles and ankle decorations. That's why I got my blue rattle. You see me with my rattle? Yeah, I don't have no ankle decorations. And made a noise as they danced. But I've danced in my mind's eye when I was at 11 Clarence Garden, the house that I was at before I moved here. I've danced with the ancestors and I can see my feet stamping on the African dirt. And I've got these things around my ankles and all there is loads of feet and every feet is doing the same dance. And I know the dance and I'm stamping and dancing my feet and the earth's just going. And I've got a video, you can look on YouTube, that I went to Africa. There was a big funeral where there was loads of different tribes there. And I was allowed to dance with it. You could have seen their face. They didn't want me to dance with them. They're like, who the fuck is she? But I did. And I stamped on that earth. My ancestors told me exactly what to do on that fucking earth. Because the earth was so fucking significant. Anyway, let me not get off track. I was then shown a woman dancing around a fire in a circle. And also water. They had rattles and ankle decorations that made noise as they danced. This had more of an African feel to it. Then I was shown a cloth laid on the ground with a red edge and 4 red tassels, one at each corner. The cloth represented the heavens and stars. Cowrie shells were cast into it as a form of divination. That's the divination. Do you want to see my divination? I'll show you my divination. Alright, so cowrie shells. I've shown you what the cowrie shells are. Summer? Yeah. Do you want to take my phone and just order the last Asda shop? It makes sense, doesn't it? These are cowrie shells that I use in my divination, but these aren't real cowrie shells. These are cowrie shells that I got off Amazon. Real cowrie shells have a hole in the back. Yeah, they have a hole in the back of them so you can see through the whole shell. So you see how these are not real shells. I say they're not real, but they do sound real. And they are cold like they're real, but they've been painted gold. So they should have a hole in their back. So this is upside down and this is upright. Yeah. This here is clay. This is some African clay that the voodoo man Nana was breaking down. When I went to Africa, they rubbed all this clay over me, which is why I say that I entered into a fucking voodoo ritual. You know what I mean? But my ancestors was like, carry on. That's what you come here for. You know what I mean? This is a shell that the ancestors brought out the beach for me. I had a couple of them with holes in there for just to directly go through my dread. So I wear shells in my hair too. Anyway, these are cowrie shells, and I use these on this divination now. I'm going a little bit off subject, but just to show you, this is my cowrie cloth. You're not gonna see anybody on YouTube doing this, yeah. You're not gonna see anybody on YouTube working at this level. When I went to Africa, my man said he works with four cowrie shells. I was like, yeah. My nan just wanted. I'm jumping a story and I don't want to because I've got the videos of me in Africa with this fucking voodoo man. But that's the bit of the story that I'm trying to get to, so I don't want to rush it. But this is what my ancestors drew out. Nobody in the world has got this. Nobody. It's from my ancestors. Nobody in the world. So what happens is, when you lay it down, I work with 16 cowrie shells. Yeah, that's a big number of cowrie shells. Don't get me wrong, there's certain voodoo priests and whatever, or whatever, that we work with 50 cowrie shells depending on, but 16 is a big number. Yeah, because the pussy, them people only work with 4 shells usually. The higher up in the ranks you go with more shells, like the more knowledge you are. But I worked with a guy. I met a guy back in 2020, 2021, and he's Haiti. He's Haiti. He's Creole, but he's from Haiti, but he's got loads of mix up in him. But he's well versed in voodoo and obia. He's well versed in obia, so he's the first one that showed me this. Yeah, so he's got a red one. He's got a red one. And he works with 16 cowrie shells. And the first time I went to his house, yes, I knew who he was spiritually. I knew there was something about him. Yeah. And he was nervous. And I'm like, why is this pussy all nervous? And sisters, I'm talking to my ancestors about this guy. I'm going off subject again, aren't I? I just wanted to show you a little bit of this. And while I'm showing you this, I might as well fucking share some of it with you. Because again, this is what I'm saying. Like, people don't know me. Like, you would never know this about me, obviously, if I didn't show you. So Spirit's got me on blast right now, and I'm not particularly happy about it. I can't lie. But I am obedient, and that's what I said. I would try to be obedient to Spirit. They want me to pull it on blast, because a lot of people are going on like they're spiritual. A lot of people are just going on like they're fucking spiritual. And the spiritual people are like, we've had enough of this fake shit, man. Call a spade a spade. It's just time to call out who's real spiritual and who's taking the fucking piss spiritual. So it's a toe-to-toe situation. You alright, princess?
Just give me your phone.
Yeah, I know. You know what I was thinking? I'm thinking maybe your vape fell out the bag at the back seat. Are you sure nothing ever fell out the car? Because I can't imagine my man not putting it in. Let me just read out this last bit.
You're driving in sharp turns.
Maybe, but either way. So let me just read out this last bit, sorry. The cloth represented the heavens and the stars. Cowrie shells were cast onto it as a form of divination. This woman has seen that my nan has a cloth and she's throwing cowrie shells on this fucking cloth. How? Look at it. This is cowrie shells and a cloth. You can clearly see this is divination. This is ancestral knowledge. This is what I'm telling you. I'm being given knowledge and information that is not from me. It's from the ancestors. I haven't got a fucking clue. I ain't got a fucking clue what these things mean. I mean, obviously I know what these things mean because I'm the one who fucking put them there. But I never had a clue before that. Yeah? I still don't properly have a clue. So the cloth represents the heavens and the stars. Look, it's got heaven there. And it's got star. It's got other words around it too, but at least you can see heaven and star on it. Cowrie shells were cast onto as a form of divination. The position of the cowrie shells showed how well things were in alignment to the stars of heaven. If they were out of alignment, then the person that the divination was for would have to do something ritualistic to bring about alignment and healing. I was shown that every object in the village has a spiritual meaning. Every object in this village, you can see my nan in. This is a reading, a journey someone's got on for me. This is not mine. I then was shown the inside of the cowrie shells, almost like being inside of a cave. So she's saying that she's being shown inside a cowrie shell. Yeah? This felt like a seat of power. The image then changed to a woman, a high priestess, sitting in a cave in a carved wooden chair with a high back. She was dressed in an orange wrap-over dress with a belt, and she had a headdress made of dark animal hair sticking up like a fan shape in a line of cowrie shells along her forehead, and 2 strings of cowrie shells hanging down either side of her face. She also had a fan made of the same dark animal hair, and a rattle made from small brown nut filled with beans or seeds. She was the keeper of the ancient knowledge. Summer, you can screenshot that if you want and read it for yourself. Summer, there's the phone, princess. This ain't no joke thing. This is real, and it's about to get well real, because I'm about to bring the 5D online. I'm about to bring spirits forward. I'm about to allow spirits to speak directly to people. I'm about to allow spirit to really show themselves here on earth and really understand the true meaning of God. You can't drop them on the bed because they don't bounce off nowhere, but that's basically. So usually some go that way, some go that way, some go that way, but you only pay attention to the ones that are turned over. So right now, 1, 2, 3, 4. So because 4's turned over, you gotta go and find 4. So where's number 4 here? This is number 4. Can't tell, it looks like a blood clot 7 in it, but it's not. It's 4 and 5 on top of each other, believe it or not. Because this one is 3. 3 is in the top corner of it, you see, and 3 is next to 2, and this stands for earth. So they're saying that there are the matters that are pressing at the moment are earthly matters. So what are the matters in earth? So in earth you can see business, you can see family, you can see health, you can see love, you can see grind, you can see baby, you can see money, and you can see growth. That's the symbols in earth. That's what these symbols mean. Yeah, that's what these symbols mean. So when the cowrie shells fall down on this symbol, this tells me that a person has health issues. But is it good health issues or bad health issues? It depends on where another cowrie shell fell. You know what I'm saying? Or it depends on the download that you get with that. If it falls on this particular image, you can see it's a man and a woman, and it's like the four of wands card. That's family. You know what I mean? So all these symbols on these sheet mean something. And this is the top. Number 1, heaven. 1 in the corner, and 2, heaven. 3, earth. 3 and 4 is earth. These are dimensions, but don't worry about that. 5 and 6 is hell. 7 and 8 is judgment. Yeah, I just go halfway around because it is what it is. But you can clearly see that there is a system. Yeah, on this one half of this hexagon, you can see that there is a system to it, and all of these things inside mean different things. You got the other side. Yeah, there's all the hell on here. Can't have ever without hell. Oh, 5 and 6 is hell. Hell. But you can also go through a transformation in hell. That's why you got the butterfly in there. Yeah. So this is true ancestral divination. Yeah. A lot of people use these. I was 11 years of age when tarot told me to get my first pack of tarot cards with my ancestors. And I walked into the house and my mum cussed me out. She's like, what you doing with them devil things in my yard? What you doing with them devil things? Come out with them devil things. And I was like, devil things? What are you talking about? My ancestors says to get these. My mum says throw them in the blood clot bin. I stood at the bin for ages. I was in such a tug of war. I got spirit telling me no, no, no. Spirit telling me no, no, no. And you got spirit telling me yes, yes, yes. This is saying a masculine's coming in after a transformation. A king of wands. I don't know about that. Sorry. Yeah. Take them out my house, take them out the house, the devil, the this, the that, and the whatever. It scared me because I was already scared of entities. You know, by that age, I was being really dragged up by entities all over the place. Demonic demons and all kinds of things in my room. So my mum saying that they're evil, I was terrified. My mum said, I'm evil. My mum said, I'm evil because what happens to me don't happen to her. This is the guy with a big dick. That's what I heard. So inappropriate. So the King of Wands is coming in with a wand. Spirit, why are you doing this? I want to jump a little bit because you see, in 2022 going into 23, I had the most amazing ascension. You know, I was tired of these fuck niggas. Yeah, I was sleeping with. So after my husband, there's trigger number one is the guy that taught me how to do, that showed me this. Yeah, that's trigger number one. Is a big time Obia boy, man, whatever. But it was necessary for me to meet him because I learned so much from him. He took me into the graveyards. He taught me how to conjure spirits. He taught me voodoo. He taught me witchcraft. He taught me black magic. He taught me how to slam down on the crossroads. He took me to the fucking train tracks. I'm at the train tracks with a big piece of fucking raw meat, you know, raw piece of beef, and jucking fucking knives in it, and we've left it on the foot. We're basically fucking conjuring and fucking inhabiting the energy of a goon. Yeah, he's introducing me to all of these African deities and traditional African religion. And my ancestors are like, go, what the fuck is going on? Listen, I've got some stories to tell ya. We ain't started yet, you know. We ain't started yet. Okay, we were just touching the surface. And I know these videos are going in 2-3 hours, but it fucking is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, we're going to PhD and we're going to shamanic it. Yeah, and it is what it is. Anyway, when in 2022-23, in fact, if you go in my daughter's room now, she's got a brand new mattress on top of an old mattress, and the old mattress is my mattress. Yeah, off my bed from the other house. I couldn't throw it away because they'd rip things in the mattress, and in the mattress there's the phone, princess.
Just fridge food.
Pardon?
Just fridge food.
Just what?
Fridge food.
Just you want to just get fridge food?
What was it?
Just order the whole. I think whatever the last shop was, 160 something. Just get everything on the last shop. Because everything that we want is going to be on it anyway, isn't it? Have you got a lighter? Well,
No.
You did the last shop.
Did I?
Yeah? Before I went away?
We didn't do shop before you went away.
When did we do the last shop?
Before we went to Jamaica.
Okay, so you did that shop.
Did we?
You did it. So have you got a lighter?
I said no.
So anyway, on the mattress in my daughter's room, you'll see that there are certain markings and words and everything on there, because that was my bed, that was my mattress. Yeah. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because before this download happened to me, I was angry. I got very, very angry with the Most High. And I got very, very angry with my ancestors. And I got very, very angry with my spiritual team. Because this was now the 5th man that was allowed to sleep with me, that I was being told I need to sleep with, and they need to sleep with me. Obviously, these are not any men if they're coming in and they're being given permission to lay with me. But I was just so upset. I didn't like the fact that my body was being used in this way. And also, it was they weren't coming in with no decent fucking wand anyway. As much as they're bad man, yeah. As much as they're sexually fucking bad men to some women, and I guess they are in some respects, but to me, there wasn't. And I was on my bed. My bed was on this side next to the back, my ensuite. My chest of drawer was there, which I used as my altar because it's long. You know what I mean? I got so much things on my altar. It's unreal at this point. I don't even have an altar now. I say I don't have an altar, but they tell me that this little shelf on top of my little vanity thing, it is my altar because I've got 1 or 2 things on there, but that's all I need. So, and the altar is under the window, and I don't have blinds or nets, but I just have curtains because I just love the openness of it. You know, when I look out the window, I wanna see Orion, I wanna see the star constellations and whatever. So it is what it is. But you have to be careful when you get dressed, because the neighbours love to spy. But the neighbours over back couldn't spy because of the way that the houses were built. So you know. So anyway, I was angry and I was shouting at the divine and I was shouting at my ancestors and I was telling them, enough is enough. I don't want no more fuck niggas. If it's not God himself coming down to fuck me, don't blood clot send him. I put my foot down. I put my fucking foot down. I put my fucking foot down. I'd had enough. So it was by fuck. I called them fuck niggas, but I try not to. Spirit calls them fuck niggas, but I try not to. Look at that. They're really fucking killing it today, innit? Marriage. Fucking dickheads. So, anyway. When, I put my foot down when it got to the fourth one. Because I just didn't get it, man. I get it because I understood the lessons and what I learned from being with these people, but you promised me a kingdom spouse, man, and these idiots are not it. And I just felt like I didn't want to have intercourse with anybody else. You know what I mean? Like, I'm having to have intercourse with people that I would never have intercourse with, but because I'm listening to spirit, I'm having sex with people that I would never find myself fucking having sex with on a normal fucking encounter. You know what I mean? And I am obedient and I don't give a fuck. If God and spirit says to fuck them 50 men over there, don't get it twisted. All 50 men would get fucked. Okay? This is plastic. This body don't even fucking exist. Let's not get too worked up about it, because it's not about the sex. It's about what happens in that energy combination. You know what I mean? It's so much more than sex, and that's what I'm saying. You cannot be all about your pussy and your dick, because it's so much more than that. So I've kicked off now anyway, and I've had this big download, and they've told me about Adam. So it's like, I'm not Eve though, I'm Lilith. Let's get it right. They told me about Adam coming in, and he's coming in with a wand. Adam's coming in with a wand, and they showed me this, and he's going to impregnate me by planting a star seed in the Garden of Eden. Yeah, this is how they're talking to me. They're not telling me that you're gonna have a baby at Asherah. They're telling me Adam's coming in with a wand. So on the bed you can see Adam come and wand, W-A-N-D. Yeah, and then under that you can see the word star seed. Yeah, then you can see Garden of Eden. I'm just jotting down these main things. Yeah, but it's telling a story. Yeah, it's telling a story on the mattress in the other room, but not in this. I didn't write it in this house. I wrote it in the last house in 2022. And I'm gonna have a baby, and this baby is gonna be so significant. It's mad. You get what I'm trying to say? So when they're showing me this and this is what Spirit's saying to me. They're telling me Adam's coming in, and he's coming in with a wand. So a baby's coming soon. There is a union. There is a union in the heavens. Yeah? But it's in the darkness, because it can't be talked about. Not even that it can't be talked about, it's been in the darkness. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, it's, everybody don't know it, because the fucking devil is a mist. You understand me? The devil is a fucking mist, and the devil is out to try and fucking destroy it. But don't worry, because he's not gonna succeed. Do you get what I'm saying? Death to the devil. He's not gonna succeed. He can't succeed. Pardon me, I just passed the window. I wanted to hide it like it never happened. And Spirit said, we're not hiding nothing on this show. We're telling all. There's a war going on. But within it, there's peace and balance, and I know which direction to take. I don't read cards. I've never been able to read cards. I don't read cards. I've read cards for people, don't get me wrong. People be like, always like, can you do me a tarot reading? Can you do me a tarot reading? But I don't even like to do tarot reading, because I'm like, how have I been watching tarots for years and years and years? Had my first pack of tarots at 11 and I still don't understand what the cards mean. Yeah, I'm saying that, like, it's not for you to understand what the cards mean. Like, what does this mean? Page of Swords. What is Page of Swords? Like, I should be able to tell you right now exactly what Page of Swords is. My answer is you don't need to know what these fucking cards say, because they don't mean nothing anyway. Everything that you need to know is within you. You already have the answers. You don't need divination. Just talk the talk. The talk is the divination. You can talk past, present, future, it don't matter. But it used to frustrate me because everybody's on YouTube making money, slapping cards around. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, fucking hell, spirit. That's a way of making money, innit? Why not have multiple income? I love that. I hope it does have magician powers, man. I really do. I really do. He's gonna have to come. He's gonna have to be to be with me. You're gonna have to show me magic. You're at that level now where you're just conjuring fucking magic. Because I don't want to play anymore. I've been left out in the cold for too fucking long. You get what I'm saying? Nobody wants to fucking chat to me. Everybody hates me. From my childhood. Do you get what I'm trying to say? What childhood? It's in reverse. Do you get what I'm saying? What family? I don't have no family. I just me blood clot one. Because everybody has always tried to come with small offerings. Why are you giving me small offerings? Why are you giving me small offerings and I'm fucking royalty? Do you get what I'm saying? I am the king of fucking cups. Never mind the queen of fucking cups. Why are you always trying to serve me? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Mash up my blood clot world. What's the matter with you? What is it? You get what I'm trying to say? What is it? You're always 7 of swords in me and what is in reverse. So what, you can't go on no more. You can't 7 swords me anymore. You can't fucking 7 of swords me anymore because I fucking see you coming. Why? Because it's fucking blood clot judgment. Judgment is fucking here and every man will be fucking accounted for because guess what? It is what it is. What is the 3 of Wands? I don't fucking know. What is the 9 of Wands? That's me. The wounded blood clot warrior. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. Let's love it. Anyway. This ain't my cup of tea. High Priestess logos, man. I've got this symbol on my finger. To put this just put it on my finger. It's on this side because this is Divine Feminine. It's here, but it's in red, so you can't even see it. But that's what it's supposed to be. The artist went grey. That's what it is. Full moon and 2 crescent moons at the side. Need to redo some of these tattoos. This is pure chaos magic. This is fucking chaos. And this is peace. On both. So yeah, so that's what the shamanic reading thing was saying. And lo and behold, I'm already there. You know what I mean? I'm already there. So I'm looking forward to introducing all this stuff to help you see. So basically, I jump through Christian understanding of what's going on right now, and I also jump around in the esoteric world too. So some Christians might think, oh nah, I don't like that. It's a little bit voodoo-y, that is, and that's fine. That you would be right about that. You understand me? Because my lineage is very voodoo-y. You know what I mean? But it has to be because it's African. It's African. It's the heart of it. Before you knew about Christianity, it was African traditional religions. Whether you want to admit that or don't admit that, that's fine. Denial is not a river that runs. Well, is a river that runs in Egypt. I used to live by the Nile. Anyway, you know how the saying goes. It's not a river that runs in Egypt. Denial. Sometimes I just get little cues from spirit, you know what I mean, about certain things. I like to pop in. They're just always there anyway, but birds and bees, what? It's like they're saying to me, it's like the mystical way of the land, the birds and bees. But birds and bees is talking about sex. Okay, so they want me to come back to the Adam's wand. Okay, so obviously when I got all those downloads, after shouting and saying, I don't want no more F niggers, yeah, they showed me that there is a king coming in, Adam, and his wand. So that gave me hope, because I was like, I'm celibate then from that point. From they made me know that Adam is coming in, then that's it. I'm more than happy to sit down and wait on my divine masculine. But they had other plans. That same year, around November, I went to court, and I had to go to court with my ex-husband about my children. And while I was in that hearing, Spirit had told me they're going to give him the kids. Here, get 1 week and you'll get 1 week. Up until that point, it had been 2 years where he was just seeing the children 1 weekend every fortnight, and that was good enough for me, because every time my children went there, I could feel that him and his family was working black magic on my children. So my children would come back fucking possessed, and then me and Spirit would have to go in with the fucking frankincense, with the fucking smudge, just constant bathing the kids, just constantly trying to get rid of these fucking entities that had been attached to my children. My little daughter, she'd wake up, Mommy, Mommy, Mommy. I'm like, what the fuck, Shay? What the fuck? She'd get into bed and she'd be sexually molesting me. My fucking 6-year-old daughter would be rubbing me up like it was her dad in the fucking bed. And my kids touch titties anyway, don't get me wrong. They're breastfed kids. It's not nothing for them to just take my titty out. That's not a problem at all. But when she's putting her hands down my knickers, and listen, oh, let me bang out some of that energy. Yeah. So there's all this shit going on. So for Spirit to be telling me that my kids are going to be there a whole week now. I mean, fucking hell, they come back after a weekend and it's on. What's going to happen after a fucking week? You know what I mean? Work on. And so I was like, no. And Spirit was like, yeah, because we've got shit for you to do. You understand me? Don't worry about the fucking picnic, then we're cool. So while I was in the hearing, just before it broke up for the second half, yeah, Spirit had told me that in the hearing that they're going to take the kids. And I just wanted to break down and cry. I wanted to cry in the court, man. And Spirit was like, don't you fucking dare. I know I wasn't going to cry. I wasn't going to let this bastard see me cry. I wasn't going to let this fucking bitch see me cry. Are you mad? But I just couldn't believe it, because they're my kids. You know what I mean? Like, the divine gave them to me. Yeah. They're my kids, but they were being given to him. Oh my God, it broke my heart. So anyway, we broke up for the second half. They've already told me what's going to happen when I come back for the second half. But they're giving me some time to alchemize the energy. So we broke up in it for lunch. And I've come out the courtroom 105 and or 103. And I've gone to the lift. Honestly, I know the fucking court inside out. I've gone to the lift anyway. And as I've got in the lift, this fucking nigga's come in the lift, hasn't he? You understand me? And I'm not paying attention to him, but I am paying attention to him. Because he's got all this energy going on. He's got all these crystals on his fucking arm. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But at the same time, my mind is in my feelings, because my nervous system is going through some shit at the moment. And my emotional body is going through some shit, because obviously I've just heard that my children are going to go with this fucking demon. This warlock's going to have my kids, and I weren't impressed with that. So I come out the court. I've gone to court with my sister-in-law, the kid's dad's sister, but not my little kids, my first kid's sister, my first children's father. So my first children, I met their dad at school. He went to George Dixon, the same school I was telling you about earlier. And he's got 3 brothers. He's a twin, an identical twin. And he's got 2 older brothers, Tyrone and Marvin. And then he's got 2 little brothers and sisters, but they're white. They're not mixed race. So that's Susan and that's Richard. So Susan and Richard are my brother and sister too. Yeah, it's no different. So Susan's with me because she's always had my back, into at least I thought. Yeah. She kind of presented herself as always having my back, so she come to court. So, but the court says she's not allowed in the courtroom. So when I went into the courtroom, she went outside and went and got something to eat. So now that I'm out the courtroom, I've called her. She's walking towards me and I'm walking towards her. But before that, this fucking guy's in the lift, ain't it? But that's where I'm heading to. I just want to get to Susan so I can kick off and I can cry and have a fucking whinge about my children being fucking taken and given to this warlock. So in the lift and this nigga's trying to talk to me, as I said, but I am not interested. I come out the courtroom and I'm looking around for Susan because I don't know where she is, yeah. But I'm still thinking about what's just happened in court. And this little fucking fly is fluttering around me. You get what I'm trying to say? And I'm like, what the fuck? And he don't even look like fucking... I can't even tell you what his face looked like, even now. In that moment, I could not tell you what he looked like. You get what I'm saying? I don't even know what he looked like. I just know it was a fucking little pesty mosquito. So he's asked me for my number, and I found myself saying yes. Now, I don't say yes to my number. It weren't me that said yes, obviously. And I've given my number, and I've walked off. You get what I'm trying to say? I've walked off, and I've seen my sister, and I've started talking to Susan. And I've said, Susan, they're going to take the kids. They're going to take the fucking kids. I was heartbroken. It's heartbroken. In the physical, but I knew what was happening in the spiritual, so it didn't matter. Yeah. So, and that's what I mean. You gotta get with it, and it's both at the same time. It's yes, it's no at the same time. It's good, it's bad at the same time. It's fire and it's calm at the same time, and chaos and peace at the same time. So I'm telling Susan what's going on while I'm talking to her sister-in-law. This fucking guy comes around again. Now you're just annoying. Oh, what's your name? I said, I didn't give you my name. He wants my name to put next to the number, but I didn't give him my name. And I'm certainly not giving my name now because you're really fucking interrupting. You're really getting on my fucking nerves. So I've shooed him on, jog on me. That was November of 2022. Yeah. He said he phoned me in between then, but I'm not answering calls because I don't want nobody to contact me. I don't want to be a part of nothing and nobody. No family, no friend, nothing. I'm in pure isolation. The divine has got me in isolation and I'm happy as Larry. So anyway, come February, literally February the 8th, I get a phone call. I'm looking down on this fucking number and I don't know this number. And I'm like, I don't know that number. I'm not answering it. And Spirit's like, answer the phone. I don't know that number. They're like, answer the phone. I answer the phone and it's this fucking dickhead. Hello? Are you alright? I'm like, who's this? It's Prince. I think he said his name was Prince or he said his name was Ras. Can't fucking remember. I've got it written down. What do you want? How do you get the number? He said, don't you remember me? I got your number from in the court, innit? With me and you was in the lift together. And I asked for the number when you come out and you said, yeah. And I said, I gave you my number. Like, I literally couldn't even fucking remember. I gave you my number. He's like, yeah. I said, I gave you my number. He's like, yeah. I didn't even fucking remember. I gave this fucking pussy all my number. From then, I just started to cuss him out. I was so frustrated. I was just like, what? I've already had a conversation with the divine that there are no more fuck niggas. So who the fuck is this? Who is this? Who is this? And every time I'm going to put the phone down on him, I'm being told not to put the phone down on him. So I'm having to listen to whatever nonsense this guy is talking about, which is just frustrating me more. And I'm rude, I'm very rude, and I'm very feisty, and I'm very rank, and I'm very out of order. I am very much fucking aware of who I am. And I don't care. I don't mince my fucking words. I talk what I need to talk. So I'm like, what the fuck are you phoning my phone for? So what I've done, yeah, I've asked him everything, yeah. I've asked him his birthday, the time he was born, where he was born. So while he's told me all of that information, I've got my other phone out and I'm downloading his codes, but I'm also doing it the PhD way, which is in the 3D, where I'm actually typing in his details into AstroCaf, and I'm pulling up all his earthly records, yeah? What's in his first house, what's in his second house, what's in his third house. You got 12 houses. What star signs are all in those houses? Yeah, which star signs dominate him? What's his ascended sign? What's his moon sign? I know his sun sign because he's a Taurus. I'm getting all this information in real time and I'm writing it down. Not only that, I'm doing numerology on him too. So I'm taking his birthday and I'm seeing what life path number he is. You know what I mean? So I'm doing it. You get what I'm saying? While he's on the phone chatting biscuits to me. You know what I mean? He's chatting biscuits to me for about 2 more weeks. He's chatting biscuits to me. And I'm just like, nah, you're not a worthy fucking contender. What do you bring to the table? It brings nothing to the table. What the fuck do you bring to the table? You want to chat to me? I said, my ancestors are cussing out your ancestors right now because clearly you are not fucking prepared. You are not prepared for this conversation. I'm cussing them out, cussing them out. All he's doing is laughing on the phone while I'm cussing him back. He's like, fuck, you know. I knew it was going to be something, but I never knew it was going to be this. He's telling me that he knew it was going to be something, but he didn't know it was going to be all of this. Like, he's laughing because he knows he's out of his fucking depth, but at the same time, he's turned on by it. He's been praying to the fucking God for a high priestess. And now he's in the company of one. He's like, fuck shit, I'm not even ready for this. You're not ready, man. But he'd been praying and God had answered his prayers. And this is why I was being put on fucking mission. Man thought it was God, but there was a part of him that did embody God because I seen him in his God body. I seen him in his celestial body. And he held me like a baby. You know what I mean? Never mind. So, you know, I'm big. And I look like a baby in his arms. I'm in his bedroom at this house. I'm fast forwarding a little bit. And I've got my Tibetan bowl. And they're banging it. Ding, 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 so basically, as I'm banging, the sound then goes into a straight line. So it's no longer bang, 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 bang. It's just one tone. And then through that tone, I'm hearing voices. I'm hearing the voice of fucking God. Like, it's fucking mad. I'm on my knees in the dark, in his room. There's no fucking carpet in the room either, you know. He's fucking got nothing in his fucking yard. Yeah? And I'm ringing. All I can hear is the voice of fucking blood clot God. And now I'm getting visions. I'm looking at the visions. And it's this motherfucker being presented as God. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? What's going on here? And he's got me in his arms, holding like a baby. And I'm ringing. And I can hear his tone. His voice is coming through the bell. These niggas that are able to come to me and sleep in my bed spiritually, they're not simple. Don't get it twisted. These ain't fuck niggas. I call them fuck niggas. These are ascended masters in their own fucking right. As simple as you fucking see them. I told you on the video, Jay's body was covered in some type of fucking black fucking panther. Not black yeah, it's Black Panther. Is it Black Panther? What's his fucking name, that black man? You know who I'm on about, innit? Wakanda forever. You understand me? His suit, my man's skin looked like his suit. You understand me? These ain't normal guys that come to me. These are spiritually ascended masters. Don't get it. I talk about them like they're fucking idiots because they are idiots to me. But they're not idiots. Don't get it twisted. They're definitely not idiots. So this guy's come and he's waffling. Yeah, I'm saying he's waffling. He hasn't got a fucking clue what he is. He thinks he's God too. He actually thinks he's God. You know what I mean? He actually thinks he's God. So not only am I seeing him being depicted as God, he already thinks he's fucking God. Dickhead. So I'm cussing him out. My ancestors are cussing him out. My ancestors are cussing out his ancestors. I can hear them all talking and whatever else. Yeah. Getting cussed out. I'm telling him because you're not ready. He's lazy. There's certain things you should have did. There's certain codes you should have come in with. And he don't have the codes. You're not coming in. You're not fucking coming in. You're not coming in. I don't give a shit. You're not coming in. You don't have the codes. So that's for 2 weeks. That's how I'm dealing with him. Just every day, every fucking minute of every day, this guy's calling me. And every time he calls me, I'm just going in on him. And all he's doing is like, why? Fuck me, man. Fuck. Why are you phoning me? What do you bring to the fucking table? Why are you're not gonna waste my time? So anyway, he mentioned, I was sitting in the library, Birmingham Library, and we was having that conversation about what he brings to the table, and he mentioned a couple of things. Because at first, like for the first days, what he was bringing, what he was offering me, he was offering me something so beautiful. I'm cussing about what does he bring to the table, and he was offering me something at day one. You can see on this phone. In fact, the phone I just gave to my daughter, and from day one, you know what this nigga was offering me. Honestly, this guy was offering me the holy tablets. Now, in the previous video, you hear me mention that before I was told that I was going to get pregnant with my son, before Spirit told me was getting pregnant, I was already reading the holy tablets. I was in love with the words of Dr. Malachi York. My God, it's coming through. I was in love with the words of Dr. Malachi York, Melchizedek. He's an ascended master. He writes books and books and books. He writes about 5 books in a day because he's tapped into his God energy in it. And I know what that feels like because I write books like that. I've got published books on Amazon already. Anyway, and I fell in love with those tablets, and I used to read the tablets every day. It's as thick as a Bible, and there's a few of them, but this is number 1, holy tablet. And we had a copy. It cost 80 quid for this fucking book. £80, sorry, for this book. And we had a copy, me and the kid's dad, and I would just read it, and his twin brother Michael, we shared it. Yeah, the holy tablets. Now, I haven't seen that book since around the time after I got pregnant with Mikhail. You know what I mean? I think it was lent to Michael, went to Manchester, and we didn't see it again. So I didn't have the holy tablets, but because I'd spent so long with the holy tablets, I had the knowledge in my head anyway. And now years later, I'm in my 40s, and this nigga he's got a copy of the holy tablets on disc, and he's sending me pictures on WhatsApp, evidencing that he's got the holy tablets. And because I know that I have the holy tablets, I know that is the holy tablets. So he's dangling a carrot in front of me because I want the holy tablets. I definitely want the holy tablets. You get what I'm saying? So he's dangling a little carrot in front of me. But that's not enough. That ain't fucking enough. You get what I'm trying to say? You get what I'm saying? And I can clearly see that he don't know the tablets like how I know the tablets. I know the tablets. I want to say I know the tablets inside out, but I don't know the tablets inside out. But they're telling me I do know the tablets inside out. That's fine then. They're saying I know the tablets inside out. I would personally say I know the tablets inside out because I don't think I've read it cover to cover, but they're telling me that I know the tablets inside out, so whatever. So anyway, you get to understand that it's coming with all this information about the tablets. He's speaking Nuwabic. He reads in Nuwabic. I sat down at the feet of this man while this man read out ancestor, knowledge and language in Nuwabic. Oh my fucking God. Oh my fucking God. It was like being at the feet of Solomon. When I hear those tones, the language Nuwabic is a language. Yeah, Dr. Malachi York created a language called Nuwabic. So you say hello, you say wadu for hello, and I can't remember goodbye. They said I can, but how comes I can't bring it up? What wadu? What's bye-bye then? They said carry on chatting the thing. No, I really do want you to bring up what's goodbye though. Oh, my phone's not here. When someone comes back with my phone, I try and find it on ChatGPT. Fair enough. So this man's got the gold book. There's another fucking book that I used to fucking love. And it is these guys that I've got my Akashic records, This is why they're coming in like that. Don't think they're fucking smart. They've got access to my Akashic records too. And they know what my loves are. And they know I love the tablets. And they know I love the gold book. I would read the gold book too when I was pregnant with my son Mikhail. My prayer that I do, my chant before I pray is from the gold book. You get what I'm saying? So I will go, Kawun bina shug min hum. Kawun bina shug min hum. Kawun bina shug min hum. I will chant that 17 times. 17 times I chant that. And then after I chant that 17 times, I will go, Hey O Mavaninti, Asetishta Isis. 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 I will do that 5 times before I start my prayer. You understand where I'm coming from? And when I go Kawun Bina, I shug min hum. You see, on that hum, I will hum it like it's the till my teeth are rattling together. And that will send vibration, electronic waves up and down my spine, up and down my head. That's my thing. You get what I'm trying to say? So this nigga coming in with the gold book and stuff like that, you must know how much this means to me. It's a lot. It's good. Okay, it is good. But it's still not enough. But it is good. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So this is what he's trying to present as bringing to the table. But he can't bring it to the table because he don't know it. He's got something called the Black Book. Now, I never knew about the Black Book. But he's got the tablets, he's got the gold book, and he's got the Black Book. How the fuck has this nigga got all these free books? 20 odd years after the fact. Dr. Malachi York has been in prison for years. The whole fucking ancient Egyptian order has been broken down. The government in America bulldozed the whole fucking land. We no longer have the Egyptians, the pyramids and everything to walk around. They fucking destroyed everything. So how has this guy got 3 fucking books on his person? He's got the tablet disc form, he's got the gold book, and he's got the Black Book. Who is this guy? What's the Black Book? So the gold book is for the females, yeah? The Black Book is a different Black Book. The Black Book, you're supposed to pledge to say that you won't talk about the Black Book. I haven't made no pledge about not talking about the Black Book, so I'm going to chat the blood clot, the Black Book, because it's not my Black Book. I never signed up with no Black Book. I just read the Black Book. He gave it me to read, and I fucking read it. I read it cover to fucking cover. It's a little black book. It don't take that long to read, but it does take that long to read because there's lots in it that is hard to comprehend. So basically, the book starts with the AOE order. Now, this is the highest Masonic. This is Masonic information in this Black Book. All it's talking about in the Black Book is Masonry. It's talking about other things too, but this is an instruction of Masonry. This is the Masonry book. So when I'm like, oh, this fucking Masonry, I'm realizing that there's always been Masonry. Yeah. So in this Black Book, the first thing it tells you is about the AOE, and it breaks down what those letters mean. Yeah, that's the beginning of the book. Then the book goes into that in order to cross over into Freemasonry, one must reject or disregard. Not reject or disregard, because it's not really a rejection. It's like you drop the Bible on the floor and you'll say that I no longer need this book because I've read it. I've ascended above the Bible. You drop the Islamic Quran. I've already ascended above this. And I've dropped the Torah. I've already ascended above this. So you still acknowledge those 3 religions. That's why in Freemasonry, they have a rabbi, they have a imam, and a imam, which is a Muslim priest. And they have a fucking priest, an English priest. So when I'm thinking, why has my black fucking cousin left Jamaica, gone to Israel and become a fucking rabbi? He's become a fucking rabbi because he's one of them fucking top dogs in the Masonry, my cousin. My best fucking Jamaican cousin, Danny, who's here in the UK now. Yeah, it's his house I was stopping at while I was going through my divorce. But he's going on like he wants to fuck me. Cause you can't fuck me. What the fuck? You cannot fuck me. What's the matter with you? You fucking idiot. Do you understand me? So that's why I'm just like, fuck off, Danny. But he is a rabbi. He's a fucking actual rabbi. He's got the little fucking twisty things by his ear. He's an actual rabbi. You go to his house. You can't bring fucker in his house. You gotta eat kosher. You know what I mean? Like, he's serious. He's coming out the house, he's tapping on something on the fucking wall. When he comes in, he's tapping on something. There's all these little fucking cue things that he has to do. Do you know what I mean? But because me and him are close and we get on really well, and I've loved him from when I went to Jamaica at 15. You know what I mean? He saved my backside. I was so high. I was smoking weed with my other cousins. Danny don't smoke. He's always been a good boy. You know what I mean? But I'm smoking weed with my other cousins at 15. The weed, you know the chunks of weed, because weed comes in like buds in it because it's off a plant. They're just putting the buds in the Rizzler. They're not breaking down or grinding down the weed, you know. They're just putting these big fucking bumps because their Rizzler papers bigger than our Rizzler paper. And that's how my cousin fucking Bill and Bruno, and fucking Knight, that's how their man smoke weed. And I'm going on like I'm a big time weed smoker because I'm a big time weed smoker. I've been smoking weed from young, innit? So whatever, innit? My mum and dad smoke weed. I sit down with my mum and dad from 14, 15, 16 and we sit down and bun weed. It's completely normal, people. This is the parenting that I was parented with. So I'm high as a kite. So my aunties called me to come and fucking clean Aki. How do you clean Aki? You have to clean Aki. When we pull it off the tree, Aki has something inside of its middle that can be very poisonous. It's like a little red, orangey kind of felt skin. You know, like when you eat pomegranate and you've got like, sometimes the skin can overcover the pomegranate, but you don't want to eat the skin because it's quite bitter. That's like Aki, but this shit will poison and kill you. So you do have to clean it properly and you know, whatever. So my aunt is calling me. It's like 10 o'clock at night. Why is she calling me 10 o'clock at night to do Aki? But these are the things these women would do. But I'm a housewife. I was raised to be a housewife. It's not a problem for me to be in the kitchen at 10, 11 o'clock at night. But I'm high. I'm holding on to the walls of the building because I can't walk straight. I'm not drunk, you know. This is the weed that's done it to me. It's like I'm in a whitey. I'm cousin Danny has seen me and he's like, you know what? Go in the room and go and lie down. I'll go and sort out the Aki. And from that night, me and him become besties because he saved my backside. He used to take me down the road to drink a Red Stripe. Now, I was in Jamaica a couple of weeks ago because today is the 8th of October. And I was in Jamaica from the 7th of October to the 14th of October 2025. And this fucking pussy or this Freemason that I met in Jamaica, I ain't even got to these stories yet. But the Freemason that I just left in Jamaica, I met in Jamaica, he took me to that same pub. I told him there's a pub down the bottom there. I'm making him know where he is in Jamaica. Because even though he's in Jamaica, really, he's a Yankee. He's from America. His passport's American. So he's only dipping in and out of Jamaica. So he don't know Jamaica like me. And when I say no Jamaica like me, he's been in Jamaica years. He's been living in Jamaica at least 9 years. I only went to Jamaica for 3 months. But I know Jamaica. I am Jamaica. Yeah, and me going back there the other day showed that. We went from the grill to fucking, that's one side of Jamaica, all the way over to the other side of Jamaica, Kingston. And I knew, hear him to me. How old was you when you left Jamaica? He thinks that I'm a Jamaican and I left Jamaica as a child and went to England. No, motherfucker. I'm not from Jamaica. I was born in England. I spent 3 months in Jamaica. But that's how much the spirit is coming out of me, that he thinks I'm a blood clot Jamaican. So anyway, he pulls over and we buy a Red Stripe at exactly the same pub, or it's like a pub, it's like a little shack, that my cousin and me used to sit in, my cousin Danny. But this is why I understand now. I did not understand before why Danny is a rabbi. Why are you a rabbi? Makes no sense. He said, oh, he had to go through Israel to come at England. You didn't have to go. He married a Jew. He's got a ex-wife. They're divorced now. He's got ex-wife that's an Indian Jew. Yeah, they look Indian, don't they? Like kind of Indian, white Indian. I don't know what the fuck. But she looks actual Indian, to be fair. And he's got a daughter. The daughter's black and Indian, obviously. He's got a daughter with her. You know what I mean? And they're Jewish. And he's Jewish, and I can't believe he's fucking Jewish. The first time he come to England, I was married actually, and my husband was vexed. Who's that? I said, just chill your boots, man. It's my fucking cousin Danny. You know what I'm saying? Plus, me and my husband share a cousin called Danny. So Danny is my cousin on his mum's side, and he's my dad's cousin on his dad's side. He's my husband's cousin on his dad's side. So Danny grew up with my side of family and me as kids growing up, and he grew up with my husband's family and him, because Danny's dad and my husband's dad, my ex-husband's dad, are 2 first cousins apparently. But all and now nobody can tell me how they're blood clot family. You know what I mean? My download is that they're not family, they're fuck buddies, them two fuck. Just like my ex-husband and cousin Danny fuck. Yeah, I'm trying to say now. I'm not saying it's true or it's not true. And like I said, this is for entertainment, blood clot purposes. Yeah? But when I says to Danny in 2000 and blood clot 19 and asked him where my fucking husband was, because I've reached QE hospital and the pussy hole is not upstairs in the fucking blood clot bed, and he never phoned me to tell me that I'm leaving, and he knows that I'm coming up to this hospital with all the bomber clot pitney them, and he don't have the audacity to tell me that he's leaving the hospital, and it's nearly a 3-hour drive in traffic to get to the fucking QE. So yes, Danny, I'm asking you where the fuck my husband is, because it's you he's fucking. Danny said, why would I know? Like, to say, am I his keeper? I said, yeah. Aren't you his fuck nigga? Aren't you his fuck? Aren't you his fuck nigga? I've said to Danny. I've put my hand over my mouth. I don't even know where the fucking words came from. You think Danny said anything? You think Danny's turned around and said, who you calling a fuck nigga? You think Danny's turned around and said, yo, bitch, who the fuck, what you talking about, fuck nigga? You think Danny said anything? Danny's been quiet on the fucking phone. That has confirmed to me, blood. It's one thing thinking it. It's another thing knowing it. I shouldn't be able to turn to any man and call him somebody's fuck nigga. Unless you are the fuck nigga. So that just confirmed it for me. Them two fuck, but I knew the fuck. My husband has left me in the house 7 months pregnant with his fucking pitney. Yeah, that's how I got other children. But 7 months pitney, 7 months pregnant with his fucking pitney, and he's left me in the house so he can go and watch a football match on Valentine's fucking Day with Danny. He's going out with Danny for Valentine's. So you can't fucking tell me that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay? In the 3D and spirit. They're not cousins. They're not fucking cousins. They're not fucking cousins. Them niggas fuck. Them niggas fuck. The dad and Uncle Jimmy and Leroy fuck. Cousin Danny and Wayne fuck. And I fucking said it, and I'll say it in front of any one of your blood clot faces. Step to me. Step to me. Because you don't already know that's a true story, Danny. And guess what? Kaya and Summer was standing up fucking next to me too. So go and tell me that it's not true with your barren bitch, your fucking wife, my maid of honor. I know that bitch. You can't tell me nothing about that bitch. You met that bitch through me. 2 of you. Wayne's fucking her and you're fucking her. The 2 of you are fucking her. I already got the download that she's fucking my husband. Fuck it. It's not my husband. That's the devil on with blood. I already know I'm on a mission. That's what you guys don't seem to realise. I already knew I'm on a mission. This ain't my man. His mouth fucking stinks. I can't even kiss him. This ain't my man, he's fucking rotting. This is the devil blood. I know I'm lying down with the devil. I know I'm sleeping with the devil. Me and my cousin Tasha used to make joke. I got 2 cousin Tashas, so be careful, okay? There's one Tasha on my mum's side and I got one Tasha on my dad's side. The 2 of them are fucking demon bitches anyway. But there's 2 of them. This one, the one on my mum's side's got freckles. It's so funny, you know. I don't want to go off subject. Let me allow it. Let me not even bring them up. Because next, you know, I'm going to be taken away. So anyway, I was talking about this guy's got the tablets, yeah? That's where we was. Look from where we reach. So this guy's got the holy tablets, yeah. He's got the holy tablets. And he's got the fucking gold book. And he's got, that's what I was telling you. I was telling you about the black book. The black book tells you about masonry, Rube girl. Yeah? So you've got to turn around and say that you've been schooled through all these schools, yeah? The Torah, the Quran and the Bible. Those are the 3 schools you've got to say in order to step over into masonry in the first place. Yeah. Then when you step over to masonry, in this book, it's showing you the handshakes that you've got to do. Yeah. 1 that presses into the bit of the form. 2 that when you look, it looks like the 2 fingers. There's all these handshakes. All these handshakes are written in this book, for fuck's sake. It's like I'm fucking remembering this book. But even at the time when I was reading it, I weren't really paying much attention, you know. I think because the Masonry hadn't become, I hadn't gone through this mental health, the situation that landed me in a psychiatric ward. I hadn't, and that was masonry in my fucking bedroom. There was rituals and Masonic people in my fucking bedroom doing rituals, and my fucking kids were doing fucking rituals. But prior to that, I'm reading this book. So this book is from 2023. All right, so this is a year before all of that. But because I remember it now, I'm like, fucking hell, fuck shit, yeah, that's what's in the book, innit? So they're teaching you all the handshakes, and then they teach you about the hoodwink, innit? So in order for a man to pass through those schools, he's hoodwinked in that, and he's got to rely on his brother to take him through, to guide him. So the brother stands side by side with him, and they lock arms like this. And the other person is hoodwinked, so they can't see where they're going, but that's the whole point, innit? Yeah, you trust in the brotherhood. So once you've gone through certain levels of being hoodwinked, you now come to the other side, and it's almost like they're doing, it's like your left leg with my right leg, or my right arm with your left arm. It's all these fucking whatever, I tell ya, it's the crackers. This is what's in the book anyway, I should say. This is what's in the book. So this is what I'm reading in this book. But I'm reading the book over a few days. I've not read the book in one. Because even though it's a small book, it's a small black book. So it's only about this big. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can hold it in your hand. It's a little black book, literally. The information in there is quite intense. They're even talking about the Ark of the Covenant in the book. They're talking about the opening of the mouth ceremony in the book. You know what I mean? So there's all these things in this black book. But at the time, I'm not reading it from a Mason perspective. I'm reading it from an Egyptian ancient order. This is what Dr. Malachi is saying is our birthright. Yeah? These are rituals from our birthright. These are going back into African traditional religions. This is like the opening of the ceremony with the pharaoh. This is why they could come down and reincarnate, because it's part of the opening of the mouth ceremony. This is what this book is teaching me. So because the book is teaching me stuff, and I'm getting downloads, I'm having to get online with God and get online to try and research some of the things that are coming through, because there's just so much information coming through. You know what I mean? And I'm learning so much, but I'm learning it from an ancient Egyptian order perspective at this time in 2023. I don't have the knowledge of Masonry. So at no point, apart from when it mentions Masonry, that the Masons have taken this on, but they've changed the letter E to the letter O. Like, it's explaining to you how the Masons have taken our history. The Masons act like it's their story. It's not their story, it's our story. And that's why they've done such a good job of trying to keep us scared. Nobody wants to go into Mason. Nobody wants to go into Freemasonry. Nobody wants to go into Mason. Nobody wants to go into Rosa Acacia. Nobody wants to go up and find out what's going on, because we've all been led to believe that it's devil worshipping, when it's not. It's our own ancestral knowledge. Now, my ancestors are telling me that I hold the codes to that ancient knowledge. So I'm coming to teach you exactly Wagwan. Whole heap of big fucking responsibility, innit? I talk a big game, innit? I really do talk a big game. Yeah. Trust me, I know. But that's what's popping off. So when my dad and them think that they're all up there and they all know about the fucking Masons and my family are Masons and whatever, my nan's saying, what the fuck you talking about? She is the mom, the mother. I've seen these fucking white men in my room. Cower! I'm over here in the corner. I've got a single bed over here. The room don't look like this, whatever. This is 2024 now. I'm bringing it to an episode that was going on during my mental health episode, my psychosis, yeah? These fucking police officers are in my room, these sergeants, or whatever they are. These are blue coat officers. These are not red coat officers, yeah? These are blue coat officers. But they're not physically in the 3D, they're in the 4D in my room, okay? So I'm able to hear them and feel them, but I can't shake hands with them like this. Yeah, they're not here in this dimension. They're in the 4th dimension, the 4th dimension. So this sergeant is saying to the other side. So imagine like there's a big chief, there's a big chief constable, and then next to him there is a deputy chief, whatever. Yeah, but these are top men in the police. Yeah, but they're also top men in the Masonic order or Freemason order or whatever fucking order they belong to. You know what I mean? So they are questioning my authority. Yeah? They are saying that I don't have the right to fucking stand up. Whatever it is that they've said, I do not have the right to stand up. And my nan is telling me to fucking stand up. Stand up! Stand up! She shouted at me, telling me to stand up. My physical son in the 3D dimension is dragging me down because he's embodying the fucking energy demon of my dad. And my dad does not want me to stand up because my dad does not want me to take ownership of my own fucking lineage. So I've got my son in the 3D trying to drag me back down on the bed. I'm having to fight him. And I've got my nan in the 5D shouting at me to stand up. And I've got these two fucking white men, as well as there's some other people around, in the 4D. This is how interdimensional it is, yeah? So I've stood up and he's gone, I've heard one of them say, there's no way, Sarge, there's no way she can stand up. On the next one, whatever the fucking next one is. So imagine, like, who am I? You know what I mean? Or whatever. Like, you know, she's acting like she's the queen of fucking Sheba. I am the queen of Sheba, so I stand up because I'm the queen of fucking Sheba. There's no way she can be fucking Isis. I am fucking Isis, so I stand up because I'm fucking Isis. There's no way she can be fucking Asherah, the wife of God. I am fucking Asherah, so I stand up because I'm the wife of fucking God. There's no way she can be God. I am fucking God, so I stand. So they're sorry, I'm excited, but this is what's going on, innit? So they're saying no way, no way. Every time they say no way, no way, my nan is shouting at me, telling me to stand up. So I'm fighting because I have to fight because my son is physically dragging me back down when the ancestors are telling me to fucking stand up. You get what I'm trying to say? Stand up. And I'm trying to say to Mikael, I have to stand up. Stop dragging me. Stop dragging me. Lie down, mum. Lie down. But it's my dad. It's my fucking dad. My dad is gripping me and he's fucking abusing me. And through my son, I'm getting thrown around the place. You should have seen how much fucking bruises are on my body. That's why I'm like, now after 19 months, I'm like, you gotta fucking come out. Because you're still running around with that fucking spirit. And I've had enough, man. I'm not coming in from the full moon on the 6th of fucking November with everything that new moon means. And you fucking monitoring spirits are still in my fucking yard. Pitney or no blood clot Pitney. God or no blood clot God. Come out. You're 26 years of age. What the fuck you still doing in your mum's yard? You fucking punk. Sorry, I love my son. Don't get it twisted. Spirit, Sasha. Let me just cool down the energy. But that's what's going on. I'm being told to stand up because I am the highest authority. I'm the highest authority. Stand up. And these fucking Masons can't fucking believe it. Or whoever the fucking are. I'm Queen of England. What the fuck? I'm being told that I'm the Queen of England. I'm the English Rose. I've got the English Rose tattooed on my body. It's not a joke thing. These are what my ancestors are telling me. Why would somebody tattoo something on their body unless they believed in it? 3 roses. The English Rose. If you look on my Netflix, I'm down as Queen Charlotte. Long before I knew anything about this business here, you know. But my ancestors tell me I'm the Queen of England and I'm the Queen of Ethiopia. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't know what's going on. I'm the wife of God. I'm a this, I'm a that, blah 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 blah, you know. So if this was about ego, it wouldn't be so hard for me to say those words. It's not hard now, but it's been very, very hard to accept it. But I've seen my children lift me up and call me majesty. Like, I've seen my ancestors burst off into white flames at the side of my altar and bow down to me. You know, what the fuck? What is going on? Who am I? Literally, seriously, who am I? Who the fuck am I? Who am I? Who am I? Literally. So this guy is coming with this black book. Everything is significant. Everything is significant. So before the black book, before I knew about the black book, he told me that he had the gold book and that. He did say he had the black book, but I didn't really have knowledge of the black book, so that didn't really excite me. But the gold book and the tablets did excite me. So so the first 2 weeks was non-stop cussing. The 3rd week was me listening, but now I'm writing down everything he says. Every conversation me and him have, I'm writing down. So I've got a journal. I've got a journal on all these niggas that have come in. They haven't just fucked me. No, I've been doing scientific research on them, which is why I say that I can do this at PhD level, because I've already written the books. I've already written the information. I've already analysed the personalities. I even know all these five trigger niggas, which personality they're coming to fuck with, which personality there was on a timeline with, even including my ex-husband. I can see how all these men represent him too. It's like the demon in him has come through into all of these men to come and challenge me in one way or another. It's really easy to see, for me anyway. You know what I mean? And they're telling me to tell you is that I can help you see too. Earlier on, I said I can break down demonology into a fucking cooking recipe. You know, certain demons smell like mutton, certain demons smell like chicken, certain demons smell like rice and peas. But it's the same fucking demon, and as long as you get really good at identifying a mutton demon, they won't never be able to fuck with. They will never be able to trick you again, because you'll smell them straight away on people. Mutton. And that's how it needs to be. You need to be able to identify all of these demons, because there are so many of them. In 2022, I was watching an advertisement on YouTube, and the advertisement turned into a celestial information warning. Warning, warning, warning. We're letting you know. Most of the demons have to leave the planet. So many demons left the planet between 2022, 21, 22 and 23. All that kept going over my head was planes. But not all of them, because we've got demons dimensionally, you know. But even within the 3D, there's tunnels, you know. You go onto these YouTube or internet sites, and it talks about the conspiracy in it. They talk about tunnels under the White House where all these children were found. We're talking about underground fucking cities. These pussyos have been building things, and there's other worlds in our world. So we think it's all about River Island and Topshop. Yeah, because those are what we see on the supermarket high street. But they've got worlds and cities underground that the governments have built too. You understand me? Most of these Democrats, they don't travel on top of the road. There's under tunnel systems for them to move around with. Did you see that thing on Facebook a while ago where this fucking underground tunnel thing had been discovered, and all of these fucking Jews started pouring out of some underground fucking secret fucking hiding place where they're meeting up? This shit's real. There's people having things and living under fucking ground and going on with bullshit. Trafficking children, trafficking women. There's underground shit going on. Obviously, this ain't new news. I definitely can't be telling you new news. And if I am, fucking hell, where have you been, hiding under a fucking rock? Literally. Got Netflix and everything in it, and getting your pussy rubbed up every day because you're clearly not interested in the fucking world. Turn off my channel. Because you people make me sick. Fucking walking around blind. Come off my channel. Look at me on a bad channel. Is this even live yet? It's not live, but come off my blood clot channel. You're telling me you don't know what I'm talking about? Then come off my channel. Come off my channel, because I'm definitely not wasting no breath on you. Did you order some? Well done. I need a lighter. I need to have a smoke. Spirit wants to have a cigarette, man. Getting too much of Sasha. We need to slow down on Sasha, okay? I know that when I say slow down on Sasha, I told you at the beginning that I says to Spirit, the only way that I can do this in the way that Spirit wants me to do this is if I embark my personality energy of Sasha. But she's the only one mad enough and gangster enough to go on this way. And she will back it. She will back it. She backs it. She don't back down, because that's my divine masculine. My divine masculine don't back down. It's bigger than any man that I know. My divine masculine is bigger than my daddy. My daddy's scared of my divine masculine. My daddy, you know. My daddy's a 7th Dan belt martial arts fucking guy. You understand me? He's not a dickhead. And he's a big deal in the underworld too. But my daddy don't fucking chat too hard when I chat. My fucking father. The authority that I speak with when it comes out of my mouth. Every knee shall blood clot bow. Every knee shall bow. I'm saying, I'm talking to you guys, but in my head I'm talking to ancestors, and I'm saying to them, why am I shuffling these fucking cards? And it just says to me, because you're powering them up. It's the first time you're going to be using them. Getting powered up energetically. And I can feel them, because I can feel how warm my hands getting. I've got a level 1 Reiki. And my level 1 Reiki teacher, she was like, you know what, Asherah, I really shouldn't do this, you know, because it is against the rules of the lineage rules, because I'm only a level 1 Reiki. And she said, but I'm going to show you level 2 Reiki hand signals. And she did. And she started to write them and word them in my hand for me to know them. You know what, I always meet people that want to help me on a level up, you know, to be fair. I should be grateful. I am grateful. Because they know who I am. They know who I am. Before I know who I am, they know who I am. And that's why I've been able to get into certain circles, and certain people have dealt with me in a particular way. Because they know who I am. I am the queen. I am queen. I was going to say I am queen bee. Look at that. Moving away to calmer waters. Yeah, man. I need you, because I've just been under attack for years. You know that on this video, on the 7th, I was in court. So today's the 9th, innit? On the 7th, I was in court. I had a SEND tribunal hearing, special educational needs tribunal hearing, because I've taken my son's school and the local authority to court. 2 of Swords. I've taken them to court because of the way that they've dealt with my son and his special educational needs. You fuckers. I'm at this hearing. The fucking local authority is a fucking joke. I've recorded everything. They say legally that you can't record a hearing. Fuck you. Fuck you. Every hearing should be allowed to be recorded, because you guys are fucking liars. Do you know how much hearings I've been into and the judges and them have fucking lied about it and acted like it's not there, or don't want to give me the fucking transcripts? I'm denied transcripts. Can you imagine? You gotta ask the judge for permission to get the fucking notes from your own fucking hearing, and when you do and you fucking pay for it, they're denying you your own transcripts. Are you for real? What kind of fucking kangaroo court system is this? My ancestors are pissed, blood. My ancestors are pissed. Because I've gone in there and I've wrapped up the court in the right way. All my paperwork is correct. My paperwork is crossed and dotted. You understand me? And these pussios have still prevented me. So my ancestors are like, are you ready to let it go now? You know, because sometimes it can be a little bit ego while you want to go on. But it weren't ego. It was by divine law. I'm a judge. You get what I'm trying to say? So I've used my PhD 3D self to do what my spiritual stuff does on a daily basis. In the heavens, if you like, in the celestial. So yeah. So I'm like, what am I like? In this courtship. I'm jumping timelines. Where am I going now? Oh, I just said Bethlehem. Where are we going, Bethlehem? Star. Star, what about the star? You are the star. I know I'm the star. No more working hard for my money. Bumbleclad. I'm tired. Yeah, for true. I'm tired. Stacey was saying that, nah, I need to give you a break now, because at the end of the day, you are physical. You are a human still, but I'm not. I'm definitely not. There's nothing about me that feels human. That's nice, isn't it? 10 of Pentacles. Wish fulfillment. So yeah, this black book anyway, let's go back to that. They said people are interested in knowing more about this black book. My man still got the black book, you mean? This can go live anytime, you get what I'm trying to say? This black book exists. This black book. It does exist though. So there's other things that, what else is the black book talking about? What else is the black book talking about? I wanted to say masculine and feminine then, but it's deeper than that. What was you just showing me? It's like they were showing me, I'm seeing pages in the book, but I can't, it's not clear enough for me to read the words. You get what I'm trying to say? So I can see the symbols and different things in the book. So they want to talk about the Ark of the Covenant. So what is the Ark of the Covenant? You hear about the Ark of the Covenant in the Bible, but what actually is it? Summer, bring my phone, please. Let's go through the Ark of the Covenant so we can get a deeper understanding of the Ark of the Covenant. Now, this is what King Solomon had in it, that his father David passed on to him, and it belonged to them people of them time, like the lion of the tribe. Summer, can you light a cigarette for me, please? Thank you. Put what? Yeah, into the bag. I'm surprised you ain't asked for it already. Hello, Val, you okay?
Hey there, I'm doing great, thanks for asking. How about you? Everything good on your end?
Yeah, I've got a few questions though. Have you heard of some type of Egyptian order called the AOE?
Yes, the AOE can refer to a few different things, but in the context of Egyptian orders or societies, it might be referencing something like the Ancient Order of the East or a similar organization. There are also various fraternal orders and societies that draw on Egyptian symbolism and history. If you have any more details or a specific angle, I can definitely help dig deeper.
Okay, before we go into that then, being as you are familiar with it, I wasn't expecting you to know anything about it, to be fair, but I want to just talk about the Ark of the Covenant. Are you able to explain the Ark of the Covenant and what it actually is and what it actually means? And is it something that is physically real or... Oh, my phone died. Shit. Thank you, beautiful. My phone died. Can you get me some juice or something? Sorry. What was you going to do?
Oh, I'm about to say the juice. I said, but I forgot you went to the shop. Put you on the shop.
No, but I bought juice yesterday.
Yeah, no, that's why I said I forgot you went to the shop.
Thank you for putting it on charge. Appreciate that. We'll catch it in the next one. No, I'm talking on the video. I said we'll catch it on the next one. Because you're gonna understand what the Ark of the Covenant is, because these things matter. And again, we're mixing Freemasonry, we're mixing African traditional religion, and we're mixing the Bible. All of those levels talk about the Ark of the Covenant. Christians think that it belongs to them. Come on, behave yourself. We're going to go deep into the Ark of the Covenant, and we're going to talk about the lion's paw. The lion's paw, because that has something to do with the Ark of the Covenant too, and getting the downloads. You understand where I'm coming from? Like you lift the person out by the lion lifts you out by the paw. There's actually a lion. I think there's a lion on the Ark of the Covenant, if I'm not mistaken. Something about a lion, I'm getting download. I can see it. Let's talk about my neighbour, because I can see my neighbour in the garden. She's 71 years of age. She takes the dog for a walk every day. I knocked her door yesterday. She said she was in her house having a sneaky drink. She does on a weekend. I said, what are you drinking? What's your poison? She said, you're going to laugh if I tell you. I said, go on then. She said, beer, lager with sherry. I said, you go, girl. Anyway, the reason why I knocked her door is because this man next door, who I thought was Jim, but his name's John, I ain't seen him. I ain't heard him. This man cracks it out from 8 o'clock in the morning every fucking day, doing shit out there. Like, he likes to fix things, and so he's got like a little place that he fixes washing machine, fixes microwave, so does all fucking stuff. He's a right little potterer. I like a man that potters though. I like men that potter. I think man should be doing something with their hand all the time. Build me a house. If you can't build a house, what use have you got? A man at the very least should know how to build a house. So that means he needs to know construction, he needs to know electric, he needs to know roofing, he needs to know tiling, he needs to know foundation, he needs to know structure. Build a house. Build a house. I want to build a house. I want my man to come and build my home. I don't mind building my own home still, but if a man could come along and build a house for me, that would be good. Anyway, every time I'm supposed to tell you about John on the last 3 videos, I never finish the story. Let me finish the story. John, last year when I was going through a spiritual ascension, yeah, like a fucking kundalini, but in 3D it's called a psychosis. I'm going through psychosis. I'm losing my mind. And in shaman it's called like a kundalini awakening or an ascension. So choose your pick. But I'm going through it. But prior to that, I went down to the graveyard. Like, my ancestors were taking me to the graveyard down the road. It's literally like my road's on a T-junction. And I'm almost in front of the T-junction. But I'm not. I'm probably 2 doors down from the actual T. You know what a T road is, isn't it? One road goes this way and one road goes that way. And it's so weird, you know, because my road is my road. But the road that goes down there is called North Road. And then off North Road, you got South, East and West. But they don't go in order. It makes it E. It makes it E. You don't make a cross. It makes it E. I don't know why it makes it E, but there's something significant about it making it E. Because my ancestors have already told me, but I don't understand why yet. I'm at the graveyard, walking around in the graveyard. And I've been to this graveyard before because the first trip nigger took me to this graveyard. Because he's like, you gotta find old graveyards with the oldest gravestone and make an offering at the oldest grave in the fucking graveyard. So we're standing at the oldest grave in the graveyard and we bought a big birthday cake. Or I've bought the cake, but he's doing stuff with the cake. And he's put the offering down on the gravestone for the fucking entities that are in that gravestone. This all sounds like fucking bullshit, innit? Oh, this is just a tip. Okay, so I'm down at this graveyard, and every time I pass this gravestone with this bench, this wooden bench, the gravestone is talking to me. I don't want to talk to it though, but the entity inside the grave is screaming at me, and I'm ignoring it. I don't know you. Anyway, however many days I'm back in the graveyard, and the same thing happens. So this time I decided to go over and read the headstone to see who the fuck it is. And lo and behold, it's John's wife and his daughter. 2 graves together, the wife and the daughter. I didn't even know they died. Because even though I owned this house for 20 years, I never lived here. I always rented it out. I left here in 2006. I bought it in 2004, lived here for 2 years. And in 2006, I moved in with my husband. So anyway, it's John's fucking wife. And she's talking to me. So I sat down on the bench, listening to her. What's she talking about? She's talking about John. She's talking about fucking John. I'm like, I don't even want to know your business. You know what I mean? She's talking about John. So I'm like, alright then. So that day, on the way back from the graveyard, I end up seeing fucking John. John's a man that always walks up and down. You always see him. Everybody knows fucking John. And I say to John, I call him over. He's on that side of the road, and I call him over to my side of the road. And I say, John, I went down to the graveyard today. I didn't know that your wife had passed away. And he said, yeah, she passed away in whatever the year was. And my daughter. The 2 of them passed away within a year. Did you know that, Ashley? They call me Ashley around here. I said, no, I didn't know that, fuck's sake. Yeah, I'm saying, yeah. And I said, you know what? You've done a lovely job. The grave is really pretty. No expense spared. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful grave. The both of them are really beautiful headstone. Some of the biggest headstones in there. And the bench, but the bench is glowing. The bench is glowing. It's wood, but it's glowing gold. You know what I mean? So when I'm sitting down on the bench, I'm like, fucking hell, how much did he spend on this bench? Because this wood's glowing. Why is this wood glowing? But the whole fucking graveyard's glowing. I've got pictures of the whole graveyard money. There's old money. Old fucking money, old energy in this fucking graveyard. The sun came out and everything blew up gold. Couldn't fucking believe it, man. I've got the pictures to show you. You can see how fucking golden this graveyard is. There's flowers everywhere. It's not like it looks like. It's so beautiful. It's the most beautifulest graveyard I've ever fucking been in. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. First, man. Oh my God. Pineapple juice cold. Hello. Oh. Oh, it's nice. Pineapple on my tongue. Anyway, let me not get sidetracked, because you know what I'm like. I do need the toilet, but I'll go in a bit. We'll do half an hour more on this video, because really these videos should not be 3 hours long, but fucking hell. Spirit can chatty. So, the graveyard's gold. It's fucking gold in the graveyard. It's fucking gold. Anyway, like, fucking how much money did he spend on this bench? Because this bench is fucking glowing, man. So anyway, I say to John, like, fucking hell, John, you've done a really good job. Like, the graveyards are the gravestones are beautiful, and the bench, the fucking bench is beautiful too, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's really gone all out. Anyway, he's telling me about his knees not being well and blah 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 blah. Even though the man's walking up and down every day, all day, he don't keep still. But anyway, so that night when I was in my bed, and my bed was against this wall, which is the wall that connects me to John's house next door, and John's fucking wife comes through, but she's talking through me. How on earth has she got to? Anyway, she's been allowed access, and now my voice is talking to her. I'm talking to her in my voice, and she's talking to me, but it's her voice, but it's coming out of my mouth, and it sounds so fucking. It sounds wicked and evil. That fucking she's cussing out John. She wants blood. She's asking my ancestors for fucking John's blood, basically. She wants him dead. She wants her husband dead. Does it even make sense? But she's got this witch's voice, you know what I'm saying? So it's coming out of my mouth like, I can't even do it, but I did record it. So I do have it on dictaphone. But I've got 97 hours of recording on the dictaphone. So I need to organise the dictaphone. So when I say something, I can say, well, that's chapter 1. Go there. Or that's chapter 9. Go there. But I'm not there yet. Yeah? But I know that's what I need to do. And now I know how to do it, because they've downloaded and told me how I need to do it. Anyway, she wants him dead. So I'm like, but he's obviously done something right, because your headstone looks beautiful. The bench is beautiful. They spent fucking money on it. So it's giving me the impression that John's a good man. He's looked after you. Not according to this woman. I said, even after everything that he's done for you in the afterlife, and it's nice you want him dead. She's like, yeah, she wants him fucking dead. She wants him dead. Then she starts to download how John's been molesting the fucking children. He's been molesting his girl children. But she's also telling me how it's her fault. You understand me? Because she's saying to me, she let her love for her children get in the way of the relationship. But the love, she put her children in the middle, basically, of their relationship, because she loves her kids. And the love that she had for her drugs, that attraction love, yeah, caused, this is what the download is. I don't know how true this is, but she's explaining to me that this love that she had for her children pulled John in, because John's hers and she's John's, she's saying to me. But because she put the children in the middle, the love that she was expressing onto her children was a similar love that she was expressing onto Jim. And that love, however Jim's interpreted, is interpreted in a sexual way against his children. You know what I'm saying? So she's explaining to me that she's taking accountability. Like, she wants him dead because he's done it. But she also now has a higher understanding as why it's been done, and that she's played a role in that. But she still wants him dead. So I'm, getting these down, talking. It's being recorded on the dictaphone, whatever. So the next day, she talks to me. She's calmer now. And she's saying, look out for the lime green. I'm washing up in the kitchen downstairs. I must have bought these multiple fibre cloths. the other day or sometime before, and there's a lime green one, and they're telling me to look out for the green, that same green. And as they're telling me that, the fucking granddaughter of the sister that's dead in the graveyard starts to walk down the grave, because my fence has blown down. I don't have a fence. I ain't had a fence for fucking years. I got a fence now, but I didn't have a fence then. So you could see straight into Jim's garden through my window, my kitchen window. So as I'm being told and shown this green, the granddaughter walks down the path with the lime green slippers on. The same green, because there's many different greens, but it's the same fucking green as this fibre club. The same green they're telling me to watch out for. So I'm like, what the fuck? So they've told me to go outside. I'm naked. I've only got my dressing gown off. I'm going to speak to Jim. So I walk out the house with my slippers and just my dressing gown. And I walk up to Jim. Jim's in the garden. He's feeding the chickens. You get what I'm trying to say? And I'm like, what are you feeding the chickens, Jim? Why are you feeding the chickens out of a bin? And he said, nah, actually, it's not a bin. I just used the bin. But have a look inside of it. It's filled up with corn. Do you understand? He feeds the chickens corn, and he uses one of the recycled bins to feed the chickens. It's not being used as a bin, Ash. So I was like, oh, okay. So I finished that conversation with him, walking back down. And the mum and the nan, because it's the nan of the granddaughter, but the mum of the daughter, that's in the doorway, because they're in the doorway of the outside back door, looking at me talk to Jim at the top of the garden. So I'm walking back down the garden, and I said, listen, your mum came through last night, and she's got a message. Do you want the message? And then I hear spirit say, open up your dressing gown and show them your pussy. And I'm like, what? And they said, open up your dressing. I mean, I'm obedient to spirit, and I fucking did. I really did do it. I know it sounds fucking crazy, but whatever spirit says is fucking on, isn't it? I told you already, I'm so obedient. But I got my fucking pussy out again, haven't I? So the two girls have gone, like they're fucking shocked at it. Well, you would be. Your fucking neighbour's got her front out, like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I don't even know what the fucking symbolic significance of it was, but you know what I mean? So, and I've said to them, I've got a message from your mom. So that one of the daughters is upset, because obviously you're talking about her mum, innit? You got to be so sensitive with this spirituality, because we're humans at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And our loved ones mean so much to us. And I don't want to disrespect that. But at the same time, I don't want to disrespect spirit either. So I'm stuck in the middle sometimes. It's what it is, isn't it? So anyway, they don't want to receive the message. I've just showed them a pussy, and I'm talking about I've got a message from their dead mum and nan. You know what I mean? They're not impressed with me at this point. Let's put it that way. So anyway, they disappear in the house. Jim comes walking down the garden, because I open up my dressing gown in a way that Jim can't see my pussy. So Jim can't see my pussy. It's just the two girls that saw me, and at the end of the day, they got their own pussy. What's the problem? So they've gone into the house, and then Jim's gone into the house. He's passed me and gone into the house. And Spirit's told me, go in the house. I've not been in Jim's house before, but Spirit's told me go in. So I've knocked on the back door. And then I've just opened the door and just let myself in. And I've sat myself down at the kitchen table. All of this is true. I've sat myself down at Jim's kitchen table, and Jim's friend's there too. This white man, he's a fat man. He always comes to Jim's every morning. They sit outside and have a cigarette, and he sits there all day while Jim's pottering around, fixing microwaves and fridges and whatever else he's doing at the back there. And I start talking to him straight away. I start talking to him about the gravestones. I want to know about these gravestones, because there's gravestones down at the graveyard that have got the same names on the graveyards, but they're 100 years between them. So this gravestone is saying mom, dad, son, 18 whatever, and then mom, dad, son, 19 whatever. And I'm like, how can the people in that grave be the same people in that grave 100 years after? What the fuck is going on? But this is during one of the times that I was at the grave, so I've taken pictures. But don't get me wrong, the one of the names is not exactly the same, but the other names are. So it still don't make no fucking sense. You know what I mean? And they says to me, these are not grave jumpers. Spirit had a different name for them. What was the name, Spirit, that you told me they're called? It's like they stayed dead for a period of time, but then they're resurrected. It's like the opening of the mouth ceremony. And these spirits, these entities, these people get to live again. 100. Remember when I was in the other videos, I was explaining these timelines that every 100 years somebody's at a exact place at a exact time and whatever. They're telling me it's something linked to that, but I don't have the full understanding, so I won't go deep into it right now because I won't be able to interpret it for you. But basically, these two. So I'm saying to Jim in the kitchen, Jim's down at the graveyard too because I see him down there, yeah, or I have seen him down there. So I'm asking him if he knows these graveyard stones and his friends at the table too. And he's like, nah. And I said, look, I'll show you. So I get my phone out and I start to go through the pictures of the names on the gravestone to show him. And he's like, nah, I don't know nothing about that. But my spirit's saying to me, yes, he fucking does. Yes, he does. So I'm sticking it on him. Yes, you do. I want to know about these gravestones. What are these gravestones about, Jim? Yeah, I'm saying, oh, I can't answer that, Asherah. I don't know anything about it. Blah, 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 blah. So they say, you don't know anything about it. You don't know nothing about it. Do you know about when you're sitting in the house listening to me and the first fuck nigga fucking in this house? Because it used to trigger Jim and his wife, and so that fuck nigga used to be here in the day because he's stopping here. I've let him live in my yard while I'm at my yard with my ex-husband. But because there's bullshit going on, because we're going through divorces, I'm coming up here and chilling with my man. But it's meant to be anyway, because I knew that I was going to sleep with this guy from the first time I actually physically met him. And he took out his carry cloth, you know what I mean? Because he knew who I was and I knew who he was. And he's going on, oh, Digi? And I'm saying, what are you going on, Digi, for? Just stop beating around the bush and just cut through the bush. That's you and that's me. I can clearly see that. Even though it's the first time I'm seeing sherry shells and divination being done in this way, I can understand somehow. That's a whole nother story, but we won't go into that just yet. Let's stick on Jim. So Jim's gone, no, like he's shouting out, no, but I know it's a yes. So I've just started to go in about Jim and his perverted fucking self listening to me and my man have sex. So when spirits finish saying what they're saying, I've got up off the table and I've opened back up the back door and I've stepped out and I've gone into my house and I'm like, fucking hell, spirit. You know, imagine going into somebody's house and fucking chatting shit to them. You know, you're in their house, you're in their territory, you don't know what the fuck could happen to you. Spirit don't give a shit, man. So, Jim, yeah. I think I've mentioned his wife in the kitchen. I can't remember, to be fair. But I've come back into this house, and that night I've gone into a trance and I'm just ringing the bell. I've got a big school bell, what Spirit told me to buy one day when I came out of court. And it's like a big school bell. Ding a ding a ding a ding. I don't have it now. I do have it, but it's broken. You get, it broke when I mashed it against my Tibetan bowl. So you got brass with brass. And it just fucked up the Tibetan. I broke the Tibetan bone into pieces with this drum during the next trance that I was having during my Kundalini awakening or psychosis attack in 2024. But this is before then. And I've got the bell. And I'm going ding, 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 ding. The bell's ringing, ringing, ringing. It's like after 3 o'clock in the morning. And the spirit tells me John's going to come round. I said, oh, you blood clot mad. John can't knock my fucking door. But the bell's for him. The bell's for him. I'm ringing the bell. Bing. Summer! It's the Asda shop. I'm ringing the bell, ringing the bell, ringing the bell. Next thing you know, my actual front door knocks. I go outside. I open up my front door because I don't blood clot business. And I got the bell in my hand. And it's Jim and his daughter, the last daughter. Kerry, I believe, or whatever her name is. She's got black hair. Oh, Asherah, can you stop banking? I said, you want a blood clot, knock my door and tell me what to do in my blood clot. Yeah, I'm not stopping ringing no bell. So I'm at the door, ringing the bell after Jim, ringing the bell after the daughter. And she's like, Asherah, please, Ashley, stop. And I'm like, my bell's going. My bell's fucking got spirits on one. Spirit is on one. May I ring out the blood clot bell on the doorstep after 3 in the morning. What kind of fucking madness is this? What kind of madness is this? So they're walking off from my house now, going into their house to the next house, and I'm still ringing my blood clot bell. And I shut my door and I ring my bell all the way upstairs, and I ring my bell again into the room, and I'm ringing it because his wife's pissed. His wife is fucking pissed. Yeah, my ancestors are honouring her. My ancestors honour her. So I've been waiting for Jim to dead since then. Anyway, I've come back from Bali 2 days ago. When I come back from Jamaica, I noticed that I can't feel John. Where's John? I can't even call him John. I have to call him Jim because I've always called him Jim, even though his name's John. Okay, just catch the pepper. Where is Jim? But during that Kundalini, I seen Jim during my spiritual awakening. Jim's part of some masonry. Jim's monitoring me. He's making people know what I'm doing from what I'm not doing. He's all eyes on. Does that make sense? So I'm looking at these donkeys outside because at the back of my house there's a field. I'm looking at this field and my ancestors are telling me this site is a Masonic site. How can a site be a Masonic site? But I don't know. There was rituals and there was killings that happened on this field at the back of mine. So through my mind's eye, I'm seeing all these ancient fucking killings and stuff that used to go on. And their heads getting cut off. And now these fucking horses are acting out the fucking Freemason thing that I'm going through. And all of a sudden, you just see the horse's head drop down. As soon as my ancestors drop the fucking thing, I can hear it in my spiritual ear. The horse head drops down same way like it's fucking dead. And the horse's head's just swinging. I don't even know why the horse is going on like that. But that's what I'm looking at out my bedroom window in the 3D. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm banging, bang, bang, bang. And everybody's banging along the road. I can see all these men and women, mainly men, with a tin banging. Saluting John. Because John's a big deal. John's a big fucking deal. Don't get it twisted. John's a big deal. A lot of these big white men are coming to the house. I see them. They sit down in the congregate at Jim's yard. Jim's a fucking big deal. As much as you see him look like a little old white man that wouldn't mash two ants, Jim's a big deal. And Jim's obviously fucked up because I've got his wife here telling me she wants him dead. She wants him dead. So, anyway, I just heard myself say, you know what, you probably should keep the noise down about wanting Jim dead, because what I'm trying to get to is that Jim's in hospital. He nearly died 3 weeks ago, is what the neighbour was telling me yesterday. He ended up catching pneumonia and kidney failure. He's on dialysis. And she said they put a picture up of him the other day on Facebook and he's got his thumbs up. So she's saying it looks like he's going to make a recovery, but he's still going to have to be on dialysis. You know what I mean? And all this stems from all these spiritual downloads and information I've been getting, and what's being honoured and what's not. So they told John to bend the knee back in 2014 and say that I am your majesty, and he didn't want to bend the fucking knee, and he's getting crushed, you know, from the heavens. His knees, his thigh bones are breaking into his knee bones. They're cracking at this point, and he's still not bending the fucking knee. And the reason why he's not bending is because all the man them on the block are banging the tin. So because he can hear the tins banging, and he's got all these mans respecting the area, and I can see all these houses down and all these white men banging their tins in honor of John. John ain't bending the fucking knee and admitting that I'm the majesty. He'd rather break his own he'd rather have his kneecaps broken, and that's what he did. He stood there and he allowed his kneecaps to be broken. And my ancestors pushed him down, broke his legs, broke his knees until he was in a kneeling position. But he himself would not bend the knee. His knees got bent, but he would not bend the knee. And I watched that out the window. My ancestors said, every knee shall bow, every knee shall bow, every knee shall bow to me. So, John nearly died 5 weeks ago. They said he's making a recovery, but if John's wife's got anything to do with it, that's just the beginning of it, man. Maybe straight up death was too easy. She wants him to suffer or something, because I'm telling you, this woman, John's wife, is gunning for him. Gunning. She is in hell. Just like my nan was in hell. These people are putting people and locking them into dimension. Look at that, I'm talking now, and there's the daughter on the field outside. It's only because my room's a little bit messy. I don't want to turn it around, but Spirit's like, fuck that. You can see her. In fact, let me just turn it on. That's John's daughter with the dog. And that's the field that I'm talking about at the back of the house. Yeah. So I didn't need to keep my voice down when I was saying the wife wants him dead, because she's not in the house anyway, but somebody's in the house because somebody's listening through the fucking wall. I can feel them. My thing in it. I think that's enough, because it's literally 2:50 coming up to 2:55. And why these videos are so long, they're just chit chat, man. But I've got so much to tell ya. There's so much more to the story. So much more to every single story. So I just have to make sure that I know which timeline I'm on, so I can come back and tell you. Alright, but this is a PhD level assessment of my own mental health. I went out last night in my dad's stomping ground. It was so quiet, it was so dead. One club was open. There's about 5 people in there. I was like, oh my god, this is fucking brilliant. I got to dance and shake up my fucking self. I can't say I wasn't bothered, because I literally, there's about 3, 4, probably 5, 6 people that come up to me to tell me how sexy I am, how nice I am, how beautiful I am, blah 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 blah. And every single one of them asked me for my name. What's your name? I said I didn't throw it. I didn't give out my name to one person yesterday. I didn't give out a number to one person at all, or nothing like that. It weren't that kind of night. It's never that kind of night. But it was just to show me that my energy, the work that I've been doing, the law of attraction, the being and receiving energy is working, because I'm just bringing it in now. People never used to chat to me when I go in a club. I'm high rank. You cannot chat to me. But now they cannot help themselves. Cannot help themselves. So I'm just watching how the energy is moving and listening to my ancestors, being obedient and just cutting through. So on the 3D side, I'm just trying to keep myself safe. Trying to keep myself fed. Trying to keep myself aware. Trying to just make sure that I know where I am in my mental health, in my emotional health, in my spiritual health. And just make sure that I'm constantly spinning the plates so that nothing gets left behind. You know, that's where I am. Sunday today, they're telling me to get some sleep for Monday. But I don't have to get up and go to work. I haven't got up and gone to work since 2021. I work for myself. And I work when I want to work, and I don't work when I don't want to work. And these days, Spirit has got me not doing much work in the 3D. They're like, you've done it already. You've planted every fucking seed. You just need to kick back now and let it grow. Because I've been on my grind from 2021. You know what I mean? Everything that Spirit says to do, I've done. I'm going to tell you guys about the map. What Spirit made me draw at 2 o'clock in the morning on the 22nd of February 2022. And I had it on my wall. I've still got it. I've wrapped it up. When I was packing my house, they made me wrap up everything meticulously. Nothing ain't lost. It's all fucking there. You know what I mean? It tells a story in itself. But you see how I've got these 5 personalities? It set out 5 businesses, but it set out 6 businesses. And the last one, they're called, like, because obviously the first one is Asherah, Sasha, Rosie, Asherah, and Asherah. So they've given me all the businesses linked to those entities of what I need to do in order to secure my generational wealth here in the 3D. You know what I mean? This is what's going down. You know what I mean? And then the 6th one, they're called charity. That I need to have it. I think these business fall under a charity, under some type of trust. So I've been working on that. So I've managed to sort out all of that. After I sorted it all out and I did everything that I could, the ChatGPT worked out that the rest of the work that I need solicitors for, because apparently I don't have no authority in this fucking court, but trust me, it's coming, yeah. That it's gonna cost about £13,000 for them to do what I need. For them to do what Spirit is showing me that they need to do. You know what I mean? In order to set up these things, because it's different. You know what I mean? It's different, and they've even locked it into a DOA. You know what I'm saying? Blockchained it up, and it's decentralized. And I'm like, you probably, some of you are gonna know what I'm talking about, because some of you are into the blockchain and cryptocurrency and all that. You know, financial instrument stuff and all that kind of stuff, but some of you are not, but that's okay. You know what I mean? If you got ears to hear and eyes to see, you would know what you need to know at the time that you need to know it. That's assured. But they've sorted everything out. I got all the paperwork sorted out. It's a done deal. You know, it's a done deal. So I'm just waiting for the time to catch up. So they put me ahead of time so that I know what's going on. I can download all the intel and I know what it is, and then they get it done. So basically, most of the tarot community, they talk about what's happening to people, but they don't necessarily talk about what's happening with themselves. What I'm doing is just talking about what is actually happening. Yeah, how it is linked to the tarot community, how it's linked to the religious community, how it's linked to the science community. It's all the same thing. It's all the same thing, man. It's just different perspectives. So on that note, I'm gonna go and get some sleep. I'm gonna use the toilet because I definitely need to wee. And yeah, I started uploading these videos yesterday on the 8th. So as I do them, I'm just gonna upload them. Fuck it. And I've called them what number video they are, and then PhD, and whether or not it's mental health versus shamanic conscious expansion. Yeah. So they're not gonna appeal to everybody because not everybody's gonna see PhD and click on it. But the ones that are intuitively directed to these videos will see these videos. That much has been assured. So catch you on the next one.